read them off, or you need me to run downstairs and get my glasses? I
Um,
know the first one is, can the person be a good person but a bad partner?
yeah. Yep. Can someone be a good person and still be a bad partner? Why? I guess they, kind of explain your answer.
Yeah. So I think that could be very well a true statement, right? Um, because you know how they say you can be all the right things but for the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
So while you have all of these great qualities or attributes about yourself, it means, or it's not for nothing if you're with the wrong person. So um maybe some of those good qualities does not align to the actual partner you selected. You may be meant to be all those wonderful and glowing things for someone else. Like some people see a man as being soft spoken, um much more of a relaxed personality, very laid back and chill, taking care of his family, kind of leading with the way he does things in terms of his gentle nature and structure. Those things could be great, but if you got somebody who does not value those things, you might be a bad partner for them, because they may just take that and just run completely over you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that those are some good questions.
Can someone be a good person? Me and my oldest son had this a similar discussion because at one time, because I always used to say people who don't take care of their kids, they not good people.
Mm.
And he had kind of disagreed with it.
When you say take care of their kids, you mean financially take care of, like if they don't have the money to take care of them financially?
No, when I mean, because we know if people don't have it, you know what I'm saying? Like if they are unable to, because there are certain circumstances where they don't, but where they can't do it. But I feel like anybody, I mean, and that goes for a woman too. Like, um, if you are having children and they get here and you don't exude no responsibility for them, I don't think you're a good person. I just that's just my opinion. Like I can see if, especially if you got the means to do it. You know what I'm saying? And even if you, like, say for instance, even if you are broke per se, like if you don't have money, you if you are of a able body and sound mind, then yeah, you should be taking care of your kids. And if you don't, I don't deem you as a good person.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what would possess any person, and not no knock of shade, but it often happens, or at least in my from my vantage point, what I've seen has been more men being in the
Mm-hmm.
realm of being with another household and another family, and not reaching back to have a relationship with perhaps children he had created before that family.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always felt like, how could you sleep at night not knowing whether or not your other children have eaten?
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's I mean, just to be transparent as possible. Like because we was having a conversation about his dad. Like his dad, his my children's dad. Like they do not, per se hate him or whatever. But they know that it's something, he don't have no good attributes. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I mean, they know that he wasn't a good father. However, at one point I was just thinking, like, how in the world could y'all? I don't know. Like, I'm not saying I didn't want them to have a relationship with him, um, but and we was just having a rhetorical conversation. It wasn't like me bashing him or nothing like that. But because I was just thinking about when my daddy was having an affair with this lady, right? I just didn't never deem that lady as a good lady because why'd you messing with a married man? You
Okay.
get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Okay. So first, let me pull you back first to the conversation you were having with your son about his dad.
mhm.
Um, how did he change after you guys split and started to go through your divorce? Did the way he parent change up, or was he like in the home not paying attention or nurturing to the children? Like, did was it always that way, or was it just because sometimes I know sometimes people could just be angry because of the breakup and they take it out on everybody because of the breakup, you know?
No, it wasn't that. We wasn't really talking about his dad per se.
Oh,
You get
okay.
what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
But he used that as an example. You get what I'm saying? Like, but what I'm saying is, I guess for me, the where it came in at, like, for far as me and his dad, like, I don't think that he originally, of course, he wasn't originally a bad person, but of course, because I known him since we was like 9 or 10 years old. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like that he didn't get a chance to fully develop, you know what I'm saying, to become a good person. You know what I'm saying? There was, we all have kinks that we have to work out, and then there's somebody helping us along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, to tell us, and but basically what I was saying was, like, even if you know that, like, if you know that your dad wasn't good to you, why in turn would you turn around and have children and not be there for your children?
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't deem those people as good people. I just don't. I don't think you should be having children. And if you have children, and I think that people who they become parents, and they it's almost like they re and I get it now. Some people don't want to be parents. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people who agree in general to have these children, and then they turn around and don't take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, of course I'm not talking, because I even tell you this. Like, when I was working for the Department of Disability and Special Needs, I worked for this group home where it was a disability developing delayed couple. Now, I'm like, this young man, that always stuck with me. He he had a baby with his girlfriend, and when I tell you, he made it his life mission to
Mm-hmm.
take care of him and her and that child. And
Mm-hmm.
you mean to tell me somebody with good sense can't do that?
Mm. Mm. Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so what I'm saying is, with those type of barriers, we could have said, hey, this man is living in a group home. He intellectual disabled. Like, ain't nobody tell them to get together, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then in turn, he take care of his responsibility. So what's the problem with all these other people out here that don't have that issue?
It's a choice. It's a everyday choice to get up in the morning and make a conscious decision to do right by you. You know your offspring. You
Hmm.
have to get up and every day not be selfish and choose to put the effort into your children, right? You got to
Right.
choose not to walk out. You got to choose, you know, that look, I know this child ain't ate since, 6:30 dinner last night. I
And
got to
y'all say tonight debating whether a bad person can be a good partner. Share your thoughts. Okay,
AI something else, honey. Yeah, it's like you gotta choose that every day for your child. You gotta choose that every day to say, you know what? I want to make sure my babies eat. I want to make sure that's like a conscious decision. And some people get up and all that they care about is them and what they need and what they require or desire throughout the course of the day. And their kids is like on the back burner. After my needs are met, then I get to them. Some people wake up like that. Some of us, I ain't going to sleep without knowing what the next, you know, things that need to happen for my kid is gonna happen. I can't
right.
sleep. I ain't no such thing as a restful night of sleep, not knowing that my baby gonna be right, or you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
but you got
And
some folk that'll sleep
yeah,
well.
right. And to me, and that's what makes me think, the person is not a good person. If you could do that, you get what I'm saying? Because, and sometimes it's unfortunate. We see some cases where the parent try to, in order to get at the other parent, you know what I'm saying, they try to stay away from the child, as if that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, like, but that comes from a lot of,
Trauma.
yeah, trauma and toxicity that don't been passed down from generations or whatever. You think that, in order to get this person to do what I want to do, or whatever, I need to get them, you know what I'm saying, get them to do this. Because even I would even say, like, even speaking back from my situation, nobody believed that I was going to get divorced in my family. Nobody believed. I mean, because that was my first boyfriend. Like, and I put up with a lot before we got married. So nobody knew that it was going to ever come to an end. They thought, and it's funny because I just seen a video. Well, it's not funny, but I just seen a video. Do you know who Peach McIntyre is?
Yes, ma'am.
So I seen a video where she said, let me see if I can find it. She talking about, I say, I know they gonna eat her up in them car.
Okay,
Them
wait a minute. I'm
car.
sorry. What happened with Peach? I had got a phone call.
She was saying, if your man, let me see if I can pull it up.
Woo, Lord, who taking advice from that? That chick is crazy.
Okay.
36 a.m. and this is where this feeling comes from. Now, when you were out
No, that's not what she said. That, let me see.
road tripping with people,
She said
my
something.
husband and I went into the
If your man is cheating, I want to get it right. If your man is cheating, stay with him.
She said what?
If your man is cheating, if your man is cheating, you need to stay with him.
So I'm shopping with my husband, right?
That must have been an old video.
I don't. So why? Why? Because she stayed with her husband that was cheating. I can't go. Had her
Yeah, she
out
was
there
cheating.
looking like a dingo fool, crying and snotting. Somebody had wrote me talking.
Okay, her point was like, people would tell you.
So Vtalk, I'm currently outside with my husband.
Okay, I can't find it, but she was saying that if your man cheating on you, if you like him, stay with him. And because she said people be leaving their husbands at a young age, and she was saying eventually they're gonna stop. Eventually they're gonna stop the cheating. So you should you should always give them a chance, because eventually, and then she was saying something about how that's how a lot of women, because she also had that conversation before, like basically that's how a lot of women end up by themselves.
And I to a certain extent I kind of agree with that stance, right? I say date within your parameter of your own self-worth and value, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
number one. And then hold on to a marriage that you feel is worth holding on to, right? If you feel like, hey, I will cry myself to sleep for 14 nights in a row, and after that I'll be fine. and you love this man and you don't want to leave this man, then you can't be listening to what Betty Sue and all of them down the street got to say. That's your man. And you want to stay and be subjected to that, then who am I to tell you to leave, girl? You if that's the man you love and you don't want to let go, regardless of his indiscretions, then do what you do. But I suggest, and it's just me, if this was my sister, I suggest your man go out there cheating. Don't be picking up that phone calling everybody, because see, ain't nobody got to know you over there being stupid. We
Right.
do ourselves an injustice picking up the telephone, telling everybody what he out there doing, and then when we decide to stay, everybody looking at us like we some type of dodo bird. Don't nobody got to know you being a dodo bird for your husband.
Right.
Because I think when you talk to women who've been with their husbands, 35, 40 years, and you say, shoot, I know that marriage been tested and I know y'all done been through some stuff. And the man or the woman might look and be like, honey, yes, we have, but we stuck it out. She probably saying to
Mhm.
herself, girl, I done had to deal with a whole bunch of mess, but I stayed. But
Mhm.
she everybody ain't know her business. Everybody didn't know that she went through that, or he bought a baby home, and we usually find that out through the obituary. But some women
Right.
decide to stay and want to stick it out, and I love that man, and that's my man, and I ain't giving him up easy. She got to go to the gusto to get him. And I say, hey, whatever will give you a sense of peace and calm at night, and if it's
Mhm.
not getting a restful sleep, you up worrying about where he at and what he doing. If that's the type of lifestyle you want to lead, then my hat is off to you. I'm just not gonna settle for that. I feel like I deserve more than that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I feel like I deserve somebody who isn't with me because he feels it's obligatory. You know,
Right.
I want him to come home because he want to come home. Like, I want a man that's gonna say, y'all go ahead on and play pool, baby. I got a pool table in the basement. I'm going home to my baby. Like
Yeah.
that kind of man. I don't want no dude that's like, man, I got to go home to this woman, and like, don't send me him. don't give me him.
Right.
Give me the one that's excited, that's telling his boys, look, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Right now, I'm going home to be next to my sweet baby.
Yeah.
Now, of course, he needs to have a life outside of you, and ain't nothing wrong with him
Mhm.
hanging out with his friends and stuff like that. But I want the one that know he coming home because he want to come home. It ain't because he,
Mhm.
feeling like he got 6 children that he gotta feed, and he coming home because he just gotta come home. Man, I done stuck up with all them kids. I got to go home. No, I don't want that.
Yeah, it become a chore.
Yep. And I don't want to be a man's chore. I want to be his
Mhm.
choice.
Exactly. Exactly. I always say that too. That's no, thank you.
Yeah, don't do me no favors. Cause guess what? You could still be a loving and wonderful father to the children. And I thank God my child is grown, but you could
Mhm.
still be a wonderful and loving father to your children and be a part of their life without feeling like you got to be in the house and be miserable. you know, because that's
Mhm.
going to show whether or not we want to pretend like it don't. When you unhappy, it shows. It shows.
It do. It do.
It shows.
Especially, yeah, women and men, and I don't buy into that happy wife, happy life. No, everybody need to be happy.
Heck yeah, happy spouse, happy house. I want everybody happy. Even the
Exactly.
children. Of course,
Mhm.
they're going to be mad if they get in trouble and they got to, do some, no
Yeah.
no electronics for a week or something like that. Yeah, of course they're going to be unhappy at that time. But overall,
Mhm.
yeah, I want to send my child to school ready to learn because they happy.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And like kind of like getting back to the first question, like for me, I feel like, yeah, you can be a good person and be a bad partner because, like you were saying, like I mean, you can have a good heart, but you might lack communication. You might not. And to me, I feel like, because it's another content creator on here, like she getting a lot of traction because she's separated from her husband, and they living in the same house, and so she get on here and talk about their situation. So a lot of people, even though she have a lot of engagement, a lot of men there be pretty much talking about how she's talking about what's going on in your household. But she talks as if because I can always tell when somebody don't been in therapy or they don't took some psychology courses, because like the way she talk, and she's directly talking to women, you know, probably don't been in that situation, because a lot of people ask her all the time, well, if you knew that about him, then why would you? Because she said that he's a good man, he's a good person, he a good guy or whatever. But she said, there's no infidelity or nothing going on, but she said his lack of communication, and she gets so tired of carrying them emotionally.
Okay, wait a minute. So, so they are currently going through a divorce, or they're already divorced?
They going through it, and they still living in the same house. And because I see she just had a video came down my FYP where um she said that the family, they was having a family meeting or whatever, and he was telling her about it, and then so she was like, okay, and then he was like saying, don't you need to be on the call? And she was like, no, why would I be on the call and pretend like everything is cool? You already know. And she was basically saying that he knows, they've already talked about what's going on. This is like, they know they separated, and they know they living together to, they figure finances out or whatever. So why would he automatically assume, she would resume, the life together as a couple? Because she said they talk about it, and like I said, she don't got a lot of traction on here for talking about their relationship. So she said that it was a whole big thing, and she gave a story about him being petty. She started out, she's a good storyteller, like I said, and she said she went to the store to buy some lamb chops. He's a good griller. But my thing is, if you want him to grill on the grill, I just thought about this even while I'm talking about it. You want him to grill on the grill, y'all come together, eat like a family. But so why wouldn't he think that you would get on the family call?
And, and what kind of family call? What are we doing?
Hey, LA, welcome in.
Hey, LA. I don't get. That seems, the whole situation seemed weird to me.
Yeah, she get a lot of flack for what she be coming on here saying, but what she say makes sense. So I know she helping somebody, because like I said, you could tell that she don't took some psychology courses, or she don't been to therapy. But when she's talking about how he is not emotionally regulated, and she's giving us scenarios, they be so on point. And she talks a lot about how women are so used to going along and staying in those marriages like that, and they like emotionally drain them, and she just refused to do it.
Okay, so, but it still seems a little lopsided to me though, Vtalk. It's like,
Like what part of it?
because, okay, you don't want to do the family call because you've come to the conclusion that we aren't a family anymore. We aren't gonna do this thing, so ain't no sense of pretending. There's no need for us to get on this family call and shoot the bobo like it's blissful over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then why are you going to buy lamb chops for him to be cooking and preparing food for the whole table? I don't know. Some people can operate like that though.
So you think that he should move out?
Yeah, somebody need to move out. Somebody.
Okay. Let me see. I think, yeah, her name Keisha Speaks. Let me see.
So my husband and I
I are separated, but we still live in the same house. And for the most part, we've got to this weird kind of peaceful coexistence. I stay in my lane, he stays in his, and we keep it cool for the kids. But this week, he dropped that "I miss you" bomb on me. Right in the middle of my fucking cycle. Like, sir, read the room. I was already fighting for my fucking life emotionally, and here he come with a plot twist nobody asked for. And at first I was like, maybe he means it. But then I realized what it really was. This was his first week at a new job. And for years, he's been used to coming home to a woman who takes his emotional temperature, who notices when he's quiet, who asks follow-up questions, who holds space and helps him process what he can't name. So when he came home this week to a woman who's not doing that shit anymore, it hit him. But that's not love. That's codependence. He doesn't miss me. He misses emotional stability that he didn't have to create. He misses the soft landing that I built, the one I can't afford to maintain anymore. And that's the part that makes me so mad. Because saying I miss you without the willingness to change is just emotional warfare. It drags me back into feelings I've already worked my ass off to climb out of. And before any of y'all asses come on here talking about, well, why don't you just leave? Trust me, I would if I could. She said that in every video. So you see how calculated she is. Like, she has something for every.
Yeah. So she's saying that it's an emotional warfare and that he uses it.
Recently, I started thinking a lot about how I basically. Let me see. I was trying to see if I could find the one about the lamb chop. Go ahead, Drew.
Yeah, but if she's saying that it's an emotional warfare going on, and it's not fair because him telling her he miss her is just really his codependence, and she's not willing to walk out of the marriage. Like, I think that's a cop out. I think it's a cop out. Me personally, she wants what she wants, how she wants it, and that's it. Like, that's it. And I don't think it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's how a lot of people. I think that's what a lot of people get. Some people get from her comment, from her content, that she's selfish.
Yeah, she's definitely, because now when she wants him to make them lamb chops and sit and eat as a, sometimes women just want that. What women want the continue on with whatever in the relationship that they feel like they benefit from. Like, okay, you wanted him to do the cooking tonight. You wanted him to be the one to stop by the grocery store. You ran by the grocery store to get the food or whatever, and it worked in your favor. You was cool with it. But now him saying things that's on his mind, that's maybe a little bit along the lines of, some things that he's dealing with, or still, I don't know. I just think people are delusional when they saying that they stand in the same house with somebody they trying to get out of a relationship with. I think it's something that they still feel that they're holding on to. And, they can play the games or the semantics with everybody that's willing to listen, but I say ain't no way. Ain't no way. Because if you really over it, let him start dating. You know what I'm saying? Or his daytime activities turn into nighttime, entertainment. He don't come home after the party. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be in their feelings. So it's like, come on now. You realize this relationship is over, and you didn't throw a band-aid on the situation. Girl, go on, rip that band-aid off. That situation need full-fledged surgery, or it's no more breathing life into it. It's over.
Yeah.
But
that's a lot. Like, I guess, like I said, for whoever listening to her, some of the stuff that she says, like I said, if you are in those type of relationships, like, you have to, and you are being emotionally drained. I do. She's bringing a lot of that to the attention, but what she failing to realize is people is kind of like bypassing what she trying to teach and just looking at the fact that debating if if I miss you, codependency, share your opinion. Really, AI. If my thing is they kind of bypassing what she trying to teach them, the tools she trying to give them, because they're trying to take apart her situation. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and my thing is why even subject yourself to, and some people will say people are staying for the money, people are staying for children, but imagine the emotional dysfunction they displaying right there in front of those children.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be healthy. That can't be healthy. But you want us to believe that it is. Okay.
Yeah, because they do have children,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
And
People say
these
they got
kids,
children.
right, and these kids are seeing, all of this dysfunction.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want to, and then we'll blame every reason why these kids acting out in school, why they grades slipping, why this is going on with them, why that's going on with them. And it's like, but none of this you want to own. You don't want to
Mm-hmm.
say that, hey, me and my significant others, we going through, a rough little patch right now. And so my child is seeing some things that normally was not the case, because we're still struggling with, what we're going to do. And then you got grown parents that can't make a decision, but we expect children to go out and make right decisions and right choices every day.
Right.
I don't know. It just seems stupid.
Yeah, that's why, like I said, they be her. She got like I said, she got a lot of traction on her page. They got thank you, LA. Um, but that's like I said, having somebody that's not emotionally available, and she was saying, and she was talking about, and I guess reason why they put her on my FYP, because I talk about emotional safety a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
And so but yeah, a lot of her videos come down my timeline.
Yeah, I've never heard of her, and I definitely had not heard that story. Just in terms of somebody willing to stay in a relationship. I don't know. It just seems so weird to me. We have started to normalize so many different things that was just so abnormal at one point, and now we just kind of like, hey, this is what it is. This is the newness. I don't even want to confuse my children. You know, um, me and your dad, we're going through a divorce. We're not going to be a family anymore. Not in the traditional sense, but they come home from school every day and they diddy in the back bedroom. Or they diddy in the basement. What? I don't know. That just seems crazy to me.
But if they doing it for financial reasons, they still want to be a family.
So that's the thing. Like, then now let's talk about it. Let's talk about the fact that, okay, if we're gonna do it for the sake of the family, then we gotta put on all the airs. That's how I would want it. Like, hey, if we gotta pretend that this thing is gonna rock and roll for the sake of you still paying this mortgage and we still together financially, then we gonna run this thing just like it's still operating as such. You
So
know?
you so in your opinion, you think she should have got on the call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wanna play like it's still operable in one area or one aspect of the relationship, but not in others. That's confusing. I can
Right.
see why he confused. I'm confused. The children confused. Everybody confused. It's like, nah. It's hey, we need to figure this thing out, and maybe until we decide who's moving out and when they're moving out, everything will be status quo. You come to bed. You can wait until I go to sleep if that makes you feel better. You know, I won't sleep the way I normally sleep. I'll put some clothes on at night so there's no confusion. Or
Mhm.
hell, I'm still your wife and you still my husband. We gonna make love in this thing until you get out. Hey, Apostle Jabril. I'm still entitled to that body. It still belong to me
They
until,
turn my camera off. Why is they turn my camera off?
I don't know.
What TikTok talking about? Turn my camera off.
Oh yeah, it started flagging you, start giving you violations.
Yeah, so but it's saying turn my camera off.
Well, it's basically saying like, oh, you've been on live and you'll get more interaction if you come on camera as opposed to having your camera with your blue screen or green screen, whatever. I don't know. It's crazy.
But they put a warning up there. That's weird.
Yeah, it does me like that too. I done got to the point where I be like, whatever, because it just basically be saying we're not gonna share your live out to people. I'd be like, well, people in my life could share my live out.
Right. Hey, Apostle, everybody's doing good. I hope you are as well. But yeah, like that's what I say. If people are gonna engage, they're gonna engage. TikTok, y'all need to cut that mess out.
Good.
Yeah. But yeah, that's wild though. But I do think also I think that some people um if y'all want to come up and answer the prompt, y'all
Yeah,
can.
please. I'd love to
Pick
hear
pick
some
a
other
yeah, pick a
thoughts.
question and come up and answer it. One, you got four of them up there to choose from. Welcome in everybody. Yeah, if y'all put the share button, if you put it in your stories, because TikTok is shooting out everybody's stories, so share it to your stories. Share it to all your people, so we could get a conversation going up in here.
Yes,
I said I
indeed.
was working from home, so I can see what we could do, how we could shape this intellectual conversation, because that's what I like too.
Absolutely.
Um,
Who we got down in them? Let me find my glasses.
we got Jabril, we got Mr. Xavier. He don't really talk much unless he talking junk. He seemed like he talk more in the messy live.
Oh.
We got um uh Miss Janice. She probably working. Um, you can't see what they say. All right, the first question is, can someone be a good person and still be a bad partner? And then, explain your answer. The second one is, when was the last time you felt genuinely seen and what did that look like? Then the third one in is effort natural or does the right person bring it out of you? Ooh, that's a good one. What's one thing that you had to unlearn about love or relationship? You in the comments, okay? LA, Julia, whoever that is,
Mhm.
just let me know which one you want me to read again, whichever prompt. Y'all can answer in the comments, or we prefer y'all come up and answer. Which read the first number one again, the one about love. Which one was that, Drill?
I think it's the one where it says number 4. I think that's number 4.
What's one thing you had to unlearn about love or relationships? Okay, number 4. What's one thing you had to unlearn about love or relationships?
Mm.
Okay. You gonna come up and answer, or you gonna answer in the comments, Apostle? But that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
What's one thing you had to unlearn about love? Mm.
A decision on the impact of divorce or okay. They going back to our original. You trying to tell us go back to our other conversation? It says a decision on the impact of divorce on children.
Oh yeah, it called it
Yeah,
that.
dude.
Mm.
Yeah, and sometimes that I don't know. Sometimes seeing a little dysfunction can be helpful too, because even when I hear my son talk, and like I said, dealing with his first heartbreak break or whatever, and I guess because he didn't know a lot of stuff that was going on, he didn't understand it. Like so now at a he when he see that his girl or they got this going on, and he used to she used to her family doing this, or in her parents are going through something or whatever, and so she's allowing that to affect her even though they are older. You get what I'm saying? Like, but she was up, like I think I shared this day. She was kind of like upset with him because he was just the only thing he could say is I could, you know, um, just let me know if you need something. And so she was saying that was becoming a little agitating to her.
Mm.
And I'm like, I mean, it wasn't really because for one, my children never see me and they dad arguing. They know it was Discord, but they didn't never see it. You get what I'm saying? They knew what time it was. They know they seen him do different things, so they
Okay.
knew. But to they we wasn't no yeah
Perfect marriage,
no,
but
but
you
yeah
weren't
yeah we
weren't toxic
yeah they
in front
knew
of them.
right. They knew it wasn't like that. Thank you, Kent. Welcome in. But it wasn't like how couples do a lot of fussing and stuff and arguing. We didn't do that. And then when they did see us together,
Hmm.
my ex-husband was very affectionate.
Hmm.
So basically that's what a lot of people seen, like when we were, and it was real. Like, yeah, our situation is definitely kind of it's, I was saying that our love story, just because our love story don't, I said in one of my videos, every love story don't end in a forever happily ever after. And I still stand on business because you'll probably be doing the same thing with me, Dre. Well, what? I got questions. Like, even because me and him was never friends, but it doesn't mean that we didn't love each other. I still stand on that. We was never friends. That's one of the key reasons why we didn't stay together.
Mm.
And yeah, so it was a lot of things. So you would think that we were kind of, if you was just looking at us, you would think that we was the perfect couple.
Mm.
Cause we got along. You get what I'm saying? Like but I think it was just the people that we were around. You get what I'm saying? Because they didn't really see, like, they would, like, I remember being around him and his wife, and his wife at the time, his brother wife, and his brother at one time,
Hmm.
and they was like talking about y'all actually like each other, like, cause like we was all hanging out together, and we were sitting by each other, and they was like
So y'all
sitting
not,
apart.
because people expect you to be enemies after you break up, and it's like
No, no,
no.
no. This was why we were together. That's what I'm saying. Like, people, I think that people, the environment that him and I were around, like, to me, it was normal for me and him to get along, and I guess it became normal to him too. But considering some of his family members and how they love and how, you know what I'm saying, they used to it, and I guess it kind of got in his head a little bit too. But yeah, I don't want to be arguing and fighting with my person. That don't mean love.
Yeah. No, I get that. I understand what you're saying now. It was just
Yeah,
as
yeah.
the relationship was ending, you guys still were cordial.
No, I'm just saying while we were in it, we showed love to each other. You get what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I'm
whereas we
saying.
was
Y'all
very,
still were cordial. It wasn't no beef, no.
yeah,
Yeah, okay. I got you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Kent asked, do you think age played a part in the breakup?
No, mm-mm, mm-mm, no. Yeah, because we talking about something that ended 26 years ago. So I mean, this was my first boyfriend. This was the first man I ever been with ever in life.
And wait a minute, you and
So
your ex-husband been divorced 26 years?
well, we hadn't been divorced 26 years, but we've been separated for 26 years because, but 7 years before we got it, we was separated 7 years before the actual divorce um got final. So
What?
yeah, so that's 26 years.
And you've never remarried since that relationship?
No, everybody is shocked. Yes, I know. People still right now today is shocked because it did. I guess for me, it's sometimes I used to be shocked by it too because Libra is my zodiac sign and I exude love, right? But I feel like because not just with him, like just in general, I felt like that I never really came into myself. And so like I'm not willing to be with somebody just to say because if that the case I would have.
Mhm.
I like I said, like I have dated somebody. Like I have you know what I'm saying? And it just like I was telling you at later in life, or how I asked you the question when have you ever came in contact with somebody who made you feel, you know, that hot in your body all over and all that stuff like that. I never encountered that. And so I mean that's something that, you know, you would think you probably feel, you know, later, I mean early on, but I never really encountered that. But that to me, I would have to explain some other stuff for me to go back, which I have in my first book or whatever. And just like I said, I created a whole life in survival mode.
So, okay, so you and your ex have been apart 20 something years. So how long was your marriage?
We, oh God, like the marriage didn't last that long after we got married. Cause like I said, he was my first boyfriend and everything. We got married when we was in our 20s.
Okay.
And yeah. So we had this huge wedding. We was like I said, when we got married, everybody appeared to be excited about it, but there also was um uh you know, people saying he not gonna change, he gonna still be, you know, doing the things that he was doing and all this and that. And like I said, he let that stuff. We didn't really have nobody like kind of like really coaching us to say, hey, y'all can make this work. Y'all can make this work. Cause I feel like even like I said, we didn't start out as friends, but I felt like we could have become friends if that made sense. I felt like we could have.
Hmm.
I mean, because we were both so young, and he had stuff going on, and I had stuff going on that I never even talked to nobody about. So but the only difference between he and I was I grew out. I had a two-parent household. He came from a single-parent household. So a lot of people just automatically assume, well, even one of his family members, like I just wasn't the girl for him. But I just didn't believe it. I saw potential in him. He was very smart. He took college prep classes. He was also an athlete. He played all sports. Um, and when I say he played all sports, and he played them very well. He had college people looking at him when he was in middle school.
Hmm.
So like he, even as a young person, they always say I acted older than what I was. Even as a young person, I saw his potential, and I think that. But again, he just had so much stuff going on that was visible and you know that you could see. But for me, most of my stuff was internal, and you know I never did talk to him about it.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I never, even with my oldest son, I tell people that that's my mirror, because I remember it was this guy that I was just thinking about. We was friends, and I was just thinking about being more than friends. And me and him was having this conversation, and we in the middle of the conversation, my son was like, he was like you ain't never really been vulnerable with nobody like that. And I was like, now how did you know, he was in his 20s though when me and him was having our conversation because he had like a little old man, little old wise man, but he was telling the truth.
Mm.
He was telling the truth. I wasn't. And it made me, and I was like thinking, yeah, that's one of even with his dad, like if anybody was to talk to my ex-husband, he'll say, and still some people that don't came counted that I don't have no feelings. He said, I ain't never seen her cry. I ain't never seen her crying. He maybe seen me cry maybe twice, maybe at least one or two times. I don't know. But he's just say that. But my thing is, I felt like that he used to be trying to try me, like as if he want me to break down. You get what I'm saying?
Mm. Like sometimes people equate the emotions with the love.
Exactly. And I knew that was a trend in his family. I don't heard some of the women in his family talk about how they thought that, when a man, lay hands, they think that's love. And it don't been instances, like I said, I always been very observant. And I also, me and one of my colleagues was talking, and because I came up with a couple of concepts. I know I need to put them out there. I ain't gonna say about because I want them to maybe put them in some of the books when it's teaching like therapy. But I feel like right now I'm going through like a aging cognitive awakening, meaning that I felt like I always been smart. Like I went through these phases where I would be super smart, make super A's and B's, and then I would go through these phases where I made D's and F's, but nobody never really figured out what was going on. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was sometimes trauma, outweighs, some of your cognitive abilities. Doesn't mean that you dumb or stupid or whatever, but it's just like you have so much going on or whatever. So I say that even with that, I feel like because and even like that's why for me now it's kind of hard for me to relate to anybody because it's like my mind don't caught up for a couple of years, like even with my thought patterns. So it's kind of hard for me to have conversations with certain people because my mind is not there. And even with him, like when I think about some of the conversations me and him would have, because like he we were still being physical with each other for a good little while, like because he was my first. And I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that on here, but but at the end of the day, like I I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot to explain. There's never love. There's because I don't know who be watching, child. They it's a lot of them people. It's never love putting your hands on a significant other. Well, who talking about putting hands on somebody? LA, what you talking about?
You
I ain't
talking
never
about when
heard
you were
that.
saying his the women in his family feel like that.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. But my point was that I was gonna make is I remember when we were younger and they would be like his even his girl cousins, they was like jealous of like if we've been times we were at the basketball court, they men got their shirts off and and my ex-husband always been was deemed to be a handsome guy or whatever, and don't had a lot of women whatever. So he out there with his shirt off, and the other they got their women. They come. I know. And they argue with tomorrow. You take your shirt off, so and so looking at you, or whatever. Different little stuff like that. I always thought stuff like that was funny. And we don't been in places where women don't flirted with him or whatever. I think it's funny. But if we go places and somebody flirt with me, and if I even giggle, oh, he was getting mad as I don't know. But in his mind, he thinking if I was to get mad, then that means that I'm feeling you. I'm in love. You get what I'm saying? Like to me, that don't equal that. That never equal that. To me, it don't.
Mm.
I don't. Yeah, even like yeah, I noticed that. But it to me, I thought maybe that was just something when we was younger. But I see men are like that now. Like if you one of them women who I don't know, like questions that a lot of women probably be asking. I probably don't be asking because I feel like if I gotta feel like that, I gotta be doing all of that. We don't need to be together. I gotta be checking for you and checking. I ain't never looked at nobody's phone. I ain't never looked at his phone. Even with him being who he was, I wasn't that tight. Mm-mm.
Hmm. And so, did he ever equate that to you not caring?
Yep,
Mhm.
sure did.
Mhm. Yeah, sometimes men associate a little bit of our jealousy with, oh, she love me, oh, she cared.
Mm-hmm.
But when you don't give off those, when you don't give those things off, then they be like, wait a minute, she just gonna let this other little hoochie mama be in my face and not say nothing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because even like like I said, my last friend, yeah, that's what he was like. You don't have no emotion. Hey, Sue, what's up, friend? That's my friend down there.
Hey, friend.
We had a time at the Cardi B concert.
Oh, hey. Have you
It
ever been
was
to
a
a Beyonce concert?
nah. I never really got with her like that. I
No,
don't
I
got
was
nothing
just
against her
wondering
though.
if Cardi B kind of got that same energy. Like,
That's what everybody been saying. They say like she the Beyonce of rap.
okay,
But I like I said, my daughter, she always liked Beyonce. But and I think my son done been to a Beyonce and Jay-Z concert.
okay, yeah, because
Um,
Beyonce give you that lights, that firework, that good,
yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Sue, thank you, Sue. Thank you for the gift. Yeah, it was even that
Thank
is an
you.
experience was an experience for me because I grew up very religious. I like I said, like I had a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that I'm doing now that people probably think I don't lost my mind. You get what I'm saying? Or lost my religion. So it was new, it was different. Like I know, even with what I had, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though y'all see me, I work out clothes, you see me with a little cleavage hang or whatever, but that's not, hey, that's about it. Like certain things I would never wear, but I enjoyed it. Like to me, and it did like and I love Sue because she she was like basically saying like she even kind of questioned me, was I having some reservations about going. Um and I did, and I had to have a come to Jesus meeting with myself. Like I'm grown, like I can spend my money on what I want to spend my money on. You get what I'm saying? Like um so it was a good experience though. It really was. Cause I had been to a rap concert since I was like in my early 20s and my parents paid for it. Like, yeah. So it was definitely, yeah. I've never been to a strip club. Never, you know what I'm saying? Not for no female strip. I don't see male strippers before in certain situations or whatever, but to see, like I said, it was just different. The whole experience was different to me, and then we stayed there for a couple of days and did other stuff too, so that what made it good. It was just a good time. It wasn't thirsty. It was sassy and fun. I know that's right. That's right. That's right. And I like the fact that shoot, everywhere we went, like everybody was watching what we had on. That fashion was on point. Sue came to it. Listen, Sue was ready for a concert, honey. I had brought a couple of outfits with me. I wish I would have went with the other one, but I ain't gonna say that. What I had on was good though. It did. I made it do what it do. I could have did without the stockings, or could have got aboard to my skin or whatever. But it was fun. It was a good time. What's up, LA? You
Hey,
came to answer
LA.
one of the prompts.
Yeah, that's all that matters. It was a good time.
Yeah,
That's all that matters is a good time.
yeah. I like her. I want to see her win. See, she one thing I'm gonna say this with Cardi. I guess I see because Carly is a Libra. Carly ex-husband is a Sagittarius. My ex-husband is a Sagittarius. I had 3 children with my Sagittarius. And what
Mm.
I see with her is, and a lot of other young people, and even my younger son, yeah, they are learning themselves and what they want in a partner early. Now, sometimes they may look like, hey, I had to kiss a few frogs to get to my love, but at the end of the day, you got space to do that. Go ahead,
It's
LA.
true.
What you going to say?
No, I was listening. You know,
Yeah, I
I
don't.
don't
Yeah, I don't.
disrespect.
Yeah, like I said, but I know everybody. Like I said, it's just I don't have to explain why I like her. Which I know some people. I did notice that some people was. I had some. It was some older people that was kind of feeling the way that I felt, and that kind of grew up, kind of how I grew up, and because you also got this content creator on here that call her and Lotto bird brains. I don't for allowing somebody to make them a baby mama. And I'm like, shoot, at one point I guess I was a bird brain too.
Yeah,
if
like
that
I guess I was a bird brain too.
because I sure became somebody baby mama.
I mean, it's like for me, and maybe I'm wrong in thinking this, but it's okay to be, sometimes we make our mistakes when we young. I'd rather
Mm.
be a young fool than an old one. Let me learn my
Yeah, there you go.
being around here. Some of these women
Why you can't tap the screen? They don't excuse me, Dre. They don't did something where I was in a live too and I really couldn't tap the screen. You got to tap it at the very bottom now. I don't think it works on the boxes no more. Do it, Dre?
it work on the host box only.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
only on the host box. It don't work on
Oh,
the
okay.
yeah.
Even when I was trying to tap your box one time, it wouldn't do it. I had to tap like at the bottom in the middle of the screen.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know.
TikTok,
But
TikTok,
yeah.
you know.
Right. You still it's still not working? You check that, yeah, that's what I said. Sue said the same thing. She
Mm.
tried my box and it did me like that too. I had to tap like right at the very bottom in order for to start getting the lights going. But yeah, what's up, LA? Did you want to answer one of the prompts? For those of y'all, you want me to read the questions again for those of y'all just coming in?
Sis, those are very complicated questions.
Complicated. What? You hear that, Drea?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first question, because you guys may can't see it. The first question is, can someone be a good person and still be a bad partner?
Yeah, I'm
That's
gonna
the
answer that
first
one.
question.
I'll
Okay.
answer that one for you.
All
Yes, you
right.
could be a good person and a bad partner. I have long to discover that that I am a good person, but I'm a bad partner. Why I say that is because it's certain things that I've long, like, when you grow up with a certain way and you just forget the fact that the person that you're dealing with grew up in a whole nother setting, a whole nother different way, and you just still loses the fact that that person grew up differently from you. So, but you just so stuck inside your own way and how you grew up and what you was taught, you forget that other person has a way and how they grew up and what they was taught. So that makes you a bad person to them because you're not trying to learn their way.
Mm,
Yeah, people think cultural differences
mhm.
mean I'm dating somebody outside of my race. No, you might have cultural differences
Yep.
just being brought up on
Right
a
in your
different side of the town.
hmm
Exactly. I was just talking about that. You know, even like me being from a two-parent household and then my ex being from a one-parent household. Like we had, you get what I'm saying? Like things that he was doing at an early age that I wasn't, I wasn't.
Right.
Like I ate dinner with my family, with my parents. Like I would have to go home because I had to eat dinner with my parents. He didn't, like what? You have to do what? Y'all eat together? Yeah.
Right. Like you got some families that you can't eat inside your bedroom, but you got
Definitely couldn't eat
it.
inside my bedroom. Mm-mm. And my parents was older. Like my mom had me at 46, so I definitely wasn't doing a lot of stuff other kids was doing either. Like they didn't let me. I wasn't going to stay over at nobody's house or nothing.
Hey, Antonio. Oh, I would love to hear Antonio's take on one of those prompts.
Oh shit, that's my bro, Antonio.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have like
Good
I learned
afternoon. How
like
y'all doing this evening?
Doing good, Antonio. How you been?
I'm doing all right. Hey, Treya. Hey, Vtalk. What up,
Hmm?
LA? I
What's
ain't seen
up?
you in a minute,
my
man.
my good brother.
Oh,
No, he been MIA.
who been MIA?
He was.
No, I've been around.
No, I'm talking about
No, she talking about me.
You talking about LA? I don't know where my
Hmm.
boy LA been. Where you been, LA?
Everywhere,
He said everywhere.
everywhere.
Thank you, whoever sent me. Thank you, Vtalk. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that's me. Thanks, sis.
What you got going on today, Drill?
This V Talk Live. Listen to these prompts. She got 4 of them. Read them off, V.
okay. LA, you was finished or you had wanted to add some more?
No, no, no. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right. The first is can someone be a good person and still be a bad partner?
Definitely.
The sec huh?
We gonna handle them one at a time. I'm a
Okay.
little slow, so I have to take things step by step.
All right, come on.
I think that there's absolutely somebody can be a good person and be a bad partner. Just may not fit for you. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So just because somebody doesn't align with, as long as they're not doing things that are malicious to you. So what's the next one, B?
When was the last time you felt genuinely seen, and what did that look like for you? I don't think any of us answered that one yet.
Wow, that's a real good one too. Man. And I'm going to my head and I'm trying to differentiate between the professional and the personal. Because when I massage people, especially people who have ailments that I help them with, I feel that way all the time. But I don't think so, not necessarily in my personal life. And I'm trying to go back and think in my personal life when the last time I felt like somebody actually understood or saw me or understood, you know, um, understood my function in my journey, if that makes any sense. I can't recall that. And y'all excuse me because I ain't ate none all day, so I'm scarfing these fries down. What's the next one, B?
Anybody else want to answer that one? Or you want to keep going?
No. Finish it up.
Is effort natural, or does the right person bring it out of you? Hey,
I
sweet
would
honey, welcome in.
I wouldn't say I would say effort is natural, but I think, in my opinion, I think the question should be is how much effort does the right person bring out of you? Because I could give effort, but I may not give the effort. You know, I don't know how I want to word that, but when in a person could give effort to a thing or a situation, but give more effort to something that they might desire more. If that makes any sense.
Hey, sweet honey. Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think effort is natural, but sometimes people make you want to go the extra mile. Like your effort becomes effortless because of the things that that person either does or says that motivates you to do it.
Okay, what's the last thing? What's the last one, B?
What's one thing you had to unlearn about love or relationships in general?
That it was automatically reciprocal.
Hmm. You say automatically reciprocal?
hmm Because growing up and the idea of what it is to be in love romantically with a individual, the assumptions that I had was that if I love them, they're going to automatically love me back. And again, if I give effort, they're going to automatically give that level of effort back. And I had to learn that that's not necessarily true.
Hmm.
What made you come up with these four prompts, D?
Drea said she wanted to go live and have a conversation, have some intelligent conversations.
That's what's up.
But what was it? That last part that you said?
Said it again, B. What was the what?
The last part I didn't hear you. I think you was crunching.
I said that I had to unlearn thinking that when you love somebody that is going to be automatically reciprocated. That I love them, so they're going to love me, and if I give this level of effort, that they're going to automatically give this level of effort back,
Hmm.
and that doesn't necessarily transpire that way. Hey, James, appreciate that, Mr. Hill. So that was one of the things that I had to learn.
So, Antonio, was it through heartbreak that you had to learn that lesson?
Definitely. It was through heartbreak the first couple of times, and then it was just in a relationship. And it wasn't necessarily heartbreak, but just being in a relationship and superimposing my expectations and my feelings onto other people without communication, and thinking that because I did this, that this person will automatically see that I did this and think that they should do this.
Hmm.
And it doesn't necessarily work that way. I mean, I don't need a whole garden of lettuce on my sandwich.
Did you think that without communication, or you just thought it was? Did you communicate that?
No, yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said without communication. So,
Oh.
you do things. There's actions that people take in life, and they think if I take this action, then this will be the automatic result. but especially in essence situations and dealing with people. But when dealing with people, you have the capability to communicate and say, this is my expectation and this is what I'm looking for, and I want this and I want that. But sometimes we don't do that. We just expect that and we don't communicate it. And then we're ruffled when the person doesn't see, and that doesn't mean that that person is doing it in a manner that they're trying to hurt you. Then we get upset or we get frustrated when the person doesn't interpret it and see it the way that we see it. If that make any kind of sense.
Wow, that's deep.
Mhm.
It's real deep. And it's like it's unveiling some things, because I remember when I learned that love wasn't reciprocal, wasn't automatically reciprocal. I was so devastated by that.
Mm.
My first example, I'm in my high school sweetheart. I loved her. I wanted to marry her.
Hey, God's gift.
Um, I went to the military for a few reasons. My main three reasons that I went to the
Thanks for the
military
gift.
was that um, I wanted to get out of these streets of Birmingham, and
Hey, Rod.
I loved this young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rod, and I wanted to be able to take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
And talking to my grandfather passed like a week before I went to boot camp because I had changed my mind, and I was like, I'm not going. Um, but talking to my grandfather, he called me over there. He said, "Listen," sat me down. He said, when I went to the war, it helped me with this, and this, and I came back and I bought this house and I took care of your grandmother and I had this family." And he said, go to that military. They ain't gonna do nothing but help make you a man. But when I went to the military, in my mind, we're in love. And we're kids though. We're 18 years old. And she understands that I'm going so that I can get out of these streets and then I can make a way for us to be together. And while I was in the military, she got pregnant by an older guy in the neighborhood. But I assumed because I was going to the military and it was something good, I have benefits, I get money, I'll be able to do these things, and we can have a start a life together. I automatically thought that she was on board with that. And again, devastating. That was my first heartbreak.
Wow.
Do you think that you came to that conclusion because of what you seen earlier on with your parents, or what you didn't see? Thank you for the
I
heart,
don't
man.
think that's why I came to that conclusion. I knew I wanted to be with her, and I knew that my example of what a man was my grandfather, and I knew that you do what you got to do to take care of the people that you love. And if I loved her and I'm telling her that I want to be with her, I have to have the capability to take care of her. And in my mind at that time, this is the best way to put myself in a position to be able to take care of her. Because as a kid, I'm not thinking about you don't think about the cons. You just think about the pros. I love her. She said she loved me. We've been dating all since high school. We graduated. and take the next steps to go into life. But that's the naivety of being a child and being in love, because you draw up this idea of how you think that things are supposed to work and how they're going to go. You never think that maybe she's not being fully truthful with me. You never think that.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I went off to the military, I was probably gone for about a year before, all the stuff happened with her getting pregnant. So a year down the line, I come home and this, that, and that, and I actually called her. I went over to the house, and when I walked in, it was a guy sitting there the way that I used to sit in there. And then, we had the incident and we broke up. And not long after that, she had a baby. Well, a little bit after that, but you must have already been pregnant.
Okay, so angel advocate, because you were in the Navy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my experience is slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
Was you having a little fun out there?
I wasn't having fun when I got there. After the year after we broke up, is kind of unleashed the monster.
Okay. Cause my baby daddy went straight to, he was in Pascagoula, Mississippi first.
Mm-hmm.
And then they commissioned the ship and took it out to San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
But baby, he was hell in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just wondering.
Yeah. So after that, it was like, for a while, it was like, hey, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And like when they say hurt people, I was wild. And I wasn't doing nothing crazy to people, but it was nothing for me to go to a duty station. We kicking it. I'll see you Friday. And I'm gonna holler at you I'll be back next weekend or whatever. And shit, I got orders Tuesday. I'm in San Diego. I'm in Florida or whatever, and I ain't even called you and told you that.
Welcome in, everybody. We got some discussion questions up there. Y'all welcome to come up, answer the prompts. Or y'all can answer them in the comments. You need me to read them off again, I will do that. But we just having some discussions of the questions.
You want to read them off again, just in case somebody want to know and can't see them.
All right. Yeah, I know the writing is kind of small. Okay. All right. Dre, I ain't know if you meant to get this deep or for us to get this deep.
I know, right? I'm like, woo-wee.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Antonio came in here and kicked over my water cooler.
Right. Well, I appreciate everyone tapping the screen and sharing the live. And for those of you that's working and y'all just listening, keep on listening. We that's all, participate when you can, fit in where you can. The first question is, can someone be a good person and still be a bad partner? Can someone be a good person and still be a bad partner? The second one, when was the last time you felt genuinely seen, and what did that look like for you? Thank you for the heart meet. Is effort natural, or does the right person bring it out of you? Yeah, that person that made me feel hot all over, that person can bring it out of me. What's one thing you had to learn about love or relationships?
Say, I'm gonna say like, I need to say though, like, you could you could have the right person bring all the effort out of you and them not see no effort, still not see the effort that you putting out. Like you could be putting all the effort into that
Mhm.
love, that relationship, and they just don't see you putting in any effort.
Would that then take it to the perspective of feeding a person the way in which they receive love? Like, would that then be that you're missing their love language? Like, you're giving all this effort, let's just say in quality time, but they yeah, y'all spending time together, but you ain't touching on them, and they love language is physical touch. Y'all just kind of watching the TV or going to games and stuff, but they don't feel that closeness. So now it seems like your effort is off to them. I'm asking because
So,
I'm just trying to understand.
And I would say
I
also,
mean,
go ahead, LA. Go ahead, LA.
no, I was gonna say that may be that I mean that could be a thing in there, but it's like everything takes steps. So if you want me to work on it, so if we're in a relationship, you want me to work on your relationship, and I'm working on a relationship, and you're not seeing my effort towards that relationship, it's like, what specifically are you looking for me to have effort
Shit.
to?
Oh, hey, how y'all doing? Shit.
What's up, bro? What up, High
What's
Rod?
going up?
I think that
What's up,
that's
man?
I think that's
What's
the
up,
first. I think
Drea,
Hey,
Vtalk,
Rod.
What's up,
Hey,
Hot
Ron.
Rod?
Antonio,
what up, bro?
who else in there? I can't see it. I ain't got my glasses.
Oh, that's LA.
Yeah, that's LA boss.
Okay, what's up, brother?
And
And I think too, LA, that what you just said should precede everything else because
mm-hmm.
we have to get into definition.
Right.
What do you define as effort as opposed as I to define as effort? Because if we're defining effort in different manners, then we're not going to see what we think we're giving as effort. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, right. And I agree with that. I'm just saying, like say for instance, you we in a relationship, and I'm putting
Mm-hmm.
forth all of this effort, and my effort, you can easily recognize it as effort because
Mm-hmm.
it's touching your pressure points, or it's giving you your love language.
Uh-huh.
Now, you, on the other hand, might be putting in all this extra effort doing things around the house, making sure stuff is done, not letting stuff go, away. Hey, I changed the drain in here. I put a new, garbage disposal in. I took the trash out. I did. You doing all of these what I would call acts of service, but my love language is quality time. So you ain't spending no time with me cuddle up watching a Netflix movie. You might be putting in all this extra effort, but I don't even recognize it for what it is because it's not hitting what feels like love to me. That's what I was asking. Like,
All
could
I'm saying
that
is
be the case?
you gotta have an open line of communication to know what your love language is. You got to explain that to your partner. This is what I like. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody a psychic. They can't read your mind. You got to tell them.
Yeah,
I like this, I like that, because he going out his way to fix all the stuff around the house, and that's not your love language. You like to be touched and held and snuggled up watching Netflix or something like that, and he don't know that.
right.
You got to communicate.
Right. But I just know that sometimes people are putting in the effort into relationships, but the other person is missing it because they don't recognize it to be the love that they're looking for.
Right. But I'm gonna tell you, for me, what I do is with my wife. I just tell her if I want to snuggle up, I like, hey, scoot your ass on over here. Shit, we gonna watch this movie. Come on, get over here. Shit. I do that.
You ain't hit her with the Norbert, did you, Rod?
Man, look here. I said, hey, come on, you way on the other side of the couch. Get your ass over here. Shit.
Rod said, you got a man? Well, you do
Yeah,
now?
shit.
Get your ass up and hold my hand.
Yeah, get on over here. Shit. Shit.
Right.
And we snuggle on up and watch TV or watch a good movie or whatever.
That's
You
what's
know.
up.
She might put her feet on me. I might massage her feet. She might massage mine. You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
But you got to you either gotta do like I do, or you gotta speak. You gotta talk and communicate. Let them know that
Yeah.
you like. You know. But you sitting there with a closed mouth and then you ain't saying nothing and you're not happy. Neither party is happy. And it just takes communication. Like I know my wife, she like to go out. She like to go out every now and then, not all the time, but so we'll go out somewhere. We're gonna go bowling. We're gonna get up in the morning. We're going to eat breakfast or something. She get excited when I say stuff like that. Hey, we're gonna get up in the morning. We going to this breakfast spot and we eating breakfast. She be excited. You know what I'm saying? Or we going bowling or something. Just to get out and do something instead of just sitting around the house. You know what I'm saying? But me, I can sit around the house. I can, if it left up to me, hell, I'd be sitting around the house and doing stuff around the house, doing something in the yard or something like that. I'm perfectly happy with that. But I know she like going out, so we'll go out. We'll go out and go do something. She like playing pool together. We'll go play pool somewhere. They usually got a pool table at the bowling alley, so we'll play a little pool or something.
I need a good game of pool.
The only thing I need to work on is letting her win, because I'll be trying to. Hey, I'm competitive, man. Hey, I'm like Michael Jordan. I'm and Kobe Bryant. I'm gonna beat you, goddamn.
That's such an Aries. That's such like an Aries.
Yeah,
Such
I'm
like
telling
an
you.
Aries.
Even when we go bowling, think about this. Sometimes I be trying to let her win, and shit, some just take over. And I start busting them damn strikes. I don't know.
That's such an Aries.
But you gotta let the woman win sometime.
Yeah.
Bro.
I agree.
Yeah.
I guess if that's her thing or whatever, like, cause I could be a little competitive too. So I don't know if I would want you to let me win. I don't know.
No, that's why you can't say that. You can't say it. I can't let you know. I can't let you know that I'm letting you win. You know what I'm saying? It just
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you something. What I've done is I've kind of slacked up and then tried to come back and shit. I couldn't come back. I'm like, she got me and she got me. I did that with my daughter one time. I was playing a video game with my daughter when she was little, and I let her get the lead. And shit, man, she was busting threes and shit. We was playing this basketball game. I was like, I couldn't get back worth a damn. But I don't know. I just got that competitive. I'm kind of competitive, and I don't like to lose, but I don't mind losing to my wife or my. But if I'm playing Antonio, I'm whooping you. I'm gonna try my best to whoop your ass.
Listen, I ain't even let my children win. I'm like, y'all fingers ain't fast enough. You ain't never gonna beat me. I've been playing video games too long.
Right. I can't. I just can't let you in. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if I'm
So you got that competitive side of you too, Billy.
You know I do, sis.
No, I ain't trying to let nobody win that.
Oh yeah.
Welcome in.
But I'm gonna tell you something. I've done one thing. Getting older, I had to let a lot of shit go, man, because I tried to play basketball against some younger police officers, and man, they beat our motherfucking ass. All of them was like in their 20s,
Yeah.
At I was like 40 something at the time, and man, I couldn't do shit with them boys, man.
Right. When I was teaching at the homeschool collective, we had a homeschool collective, and I was teaching, and I used to teach history, math, and PE. And at the end of the day, every Monday, I would play the boys every Monday. I wouldn't play but one game. I would never let them win. But they never knew it took the next Monday for me to be all right again.
Man, look, I
That's why I
couldn't,
only played them on Mondays.
man, I couldn't make it back to work, man. I couldn't move. I couldn't move, man. I soaked in Epsom salt. I did everything, man. I was messed up, man.
Uh,
Shit, running up and down that court, man. I was like, shit.
and then in your head, you can still do the same stuff you used to do.
Yeah,
Man, my body was like, nigga, what is you trying to do?
Thank you,
man.
guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So LA, so basically what you were saying is you don't been in situations where you were trying, but the other person still felt like it wasn't enough for the other person.
Yeah, like the efforts went unnoticed.
Hmm. So what did you do about it? Did you just leave the relationship, or y'all talked about it?
I mean, after numerous conversations, yeah, it was like, why try anymore? You fall into that state of why try if they're not seeing your efforts. It's like, why try?
See, I think LA, well, seeing that all of us are at a certain age, and then Rod, you just recently got married again. Did you feel like that what did you learn from your previous relationship that you think that would make this marriage successful?
Man, I just learned communication and compromise. Communication and compromise, man. I'm telling you.
Gotcha.
And then I learned that nothing is gonna be perfect. Nothing's gonna be perfect, and you just gotta
Hmm.
work through it.
Yeah,
Whatever the problem is, you just gotta try to work through
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Word,
The
congratulations,
problem
Lava.
the problem a lot of people have is man, the wind blowing so hard. The problem most people have is they just give up so fast. And I was guilty of that sometime. Just give up. Shit, I'm gone. Fuck it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gone. I ain't dealing with this. You know. But in my case with previous marriages, it wasn't no turning back on that. It wasn't no compromise and on that one.
Right. Yeah. I think at one point I had like a question where it said, "Do you think relationships or marriage is better once you older?" But I do think that learning from our other relationships, like I think a lot of times we kind of like skip over that red flag when it comes to communication. And I guess for me, like I'm definitely not skipping over that because we got to be on the same wavelength when it comes to communication.
Exactly.
But I do know it takes effort though. But then you got to be with somebody where it's going to take effort with. Like I don't want to be with somebody where we just kind of like trying to one up each other. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to be your competitor. I want to be your companion.
Exactly.
Companion.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I know for me, I've been running into, you know, you trying to, and I get it, and I do want that masculinity. I'm not one of them women that likes men to be feminine, to have more of they feminine, showing.
Right.
But at the same, and at the same time, like you have to know that what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna be timid and just let you just say anything because you the man.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something though. That beat a lot of the problem right there though. Sometimes you just
Why
gotta
that's a
learn.
problem?
Yeah, sometimes you got to sit back and you got to just let it unfold. Sometimes silence is the best. It's the best treatment. Silence.
You got to explain that, Hot Rod.
No, I'm saying sometimes you might, and I had to deal with that. Sometimes you might want to say something, or you might want to clap back on something, and you may need to just go and just leave it alone. Think about it first. Give it a day or so. Wait till the next day. Just leave it alone. Wait till the next day, and then think about it. And if it still bothers you, then bring it up. But sometimes, clapping back right there, you know, it's not always the right solution because you might say something you might regret. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I know what you're saying. I'm not talking about being petty with somebody. Like, yeah, like clapping back. Yeah, trying to be petty with somebody. No, nah, uh, nah. I'm not. I'm not doing that with you.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about in the instance where if you are saying something that's incorrect, why should I go along with that?
I'm telling you, sometimes you just gotta let it go. If the man is wrong, just let him be wrong. He'll find out that he made the wrong choice.
Father
You
used to
know,
say this, and I got a lot of stuff from my grandfather. My grandfather sat down and said, "Listen, boy,"
I see them eyes, Drea.
um, he said, you're the head, you're the man." He said, "You stand on being a man, whether you're right or wrong. You stand on the man, being the man, and you're responsible for your decisions." And what I told my ex was that, hey, listen, I can't promise you that I'll always be right in every decision that I make because I'm going to make them best to the best of my capability with the information that I have. But what I can promise you is that every decision I make, I'll be responsible for.
exactly, exactly. And so sometimes as a woman, you have to just go on ahead and let him. If he make the wrong decision, let him fall on it. He'll know he made that. You ain't got to throw it in his face. I told you that wasn't gonna work. You ain't got to do that. I told you that
Yeah,
wasn't gonna work.
that don't make sense to me. So you want me to allow him to let him drive the boat into the well, drive the car over a cliff, although I see the cliff from my vantage point. Like
But
that's not wisdom.
listen what
And
I'm
I'm
saying
sure
though.
he
Listen,
didn't just marry the woman for her pretty smile and her long luxurious hair and her big booty. He married her
right?
because she had some brains in there too.
Yeah, but listen what I'm saying, Drew. If it's an argument about it, if it's an argument about it, if y'all going back and forth with it, let him have it. Let him have it. Just let him have it. And if it's the wrong decision, if it's the wrong decision, he'll know that's the wrong decision. You ain't got to throw it in his face and be like, hey, I told you that wasn't gonna work. You should listen to what I said. I'm saying, but if
Now I'm gonna be
y'all,
like, you
but
got to be the stupidest. No, I'm just kidding.
but the thing about it, if you got the right man, if you got the right man, and y'all having an open conversation about it, and you got the better solution, then we're gonna go with yours. We're gonna go with yours,
That's a fact.
Yep.
We definitely gonna go with yours
And
right?
see,
because
that's all I'm saying. And even when you say like, just let them be right, and I'm like, no, sometimes. I mean, I know at least in my previous experience, it was just sometimes you could just present it and then you say, okay, but I know you'll make the final decision, but here's some things to consider. And then you just pray on it like, Lord, please don't let this man take all of our worldly goods and invest it in this one project or whatever the thing that he might be wanting to do. I just be praying that he got
No,
a
no,
little
no,
wisdom
no,
and he
no.
open to
When it
being
comes to
wise.
finance, both of y'all got to be in agreement on that. You can't, that can't be one sided. When it comes to finance, that can't be one sided. Y'all got to come to an agreement on that. If y'all gonna make a large purchase, y'all gonna buy a house, y'all gonna buy a car, whatever, that y'all gotta be in agreement on that. But I'm
And
talking
this
about
is,
just
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Ron.
Yeah, no, I'm done. Go ahead, man.
And this is what I tell my homegirls. When you're with a person, and I like to say honestly and earnestly, and we're talking about ain't nobody in no bullshit. Ain't nobody trying to, whatever. You love this person, you with this person, and y'all are together. I always tell my homegirls, y'all don't understand the influence that y'all have over a man. You have a special touch and influence on that man when you present yourself to that man in the proper manner. And that's why I love the story in Genesis. I love the story of creation and Adam and Eve because um, Adam walked with God. Adam and God was homeboys. They hung out every day. And God gave Adam specific instructions. His God came and told him something different. He did what his God said. Do you know how powerful of an influence that is to make you not listen to God? Not just his word, but you walk with him every day.
She asked for it in a downstroke.
But my point is that women have a natural influence over men that sometimes they don't understand. And when you use properly, because the man is already in tune with you, and that's why I use the term honestly and earnestly, because I don't care what it is. I don't care if I don't even agree with it. But if me and Dre are together, and I might think it's whimsical, I may not think whatever of the situation, but I see that it affects her. And because I see it has an effect on her, I care about her. I love her. I don't want her to be going through this turmoil. So now it has an effect on me. And I think that a lot of these places that we've gotten to is because a lot of times when men and women or couples get together, they're not there, wholeheartedly just for this person. It's about other factors. And if something happens to those other factors, then you're not about this person. If that kind of make any sense, you know what I'm saying? So if I just got with Drill because she got a good job, what happens when she loses her job? Or what happens if she gets sick and she's no longer capable of doing what she was doing or have that job anymore? Now, does she not have any value to me? Because if I didn't love her for her and we building and we're doing things together, if I just loved her for the situation that I thought she presented, then when that situation disappears, so does my so-called love for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
In total
But most men don't get with women for their money or
No.
for what they got.
Nope.
Most time we don't do that.
No.
Yeah, we don't normally do that. There's some men that do, but the typical man don't do that.
You know, I,
You say what was that? Hot Rod, I
No,
didn't
I'm
hear
saying
you.
the typical man, the average man, don't go for a woman for their money or what they got. They got a house and all that. Most time we don't. We're not worried about that kind of stuff. Uh, but there are men out there that go out there looking for women who got their own stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying the average man don't do that.
I think
Yeah.
I think there's been such a transition with the times, and we can say that is media enlisted. We can say how we can point at different factors, but the criteria to judge individuals that you decide to try to make a life with has changed drastically. And I get it, and you have to meet people on what they're looking for and determine that accordingly. But the standard no longer is the necessity. It's not about whether we can live and survive. Not about whether we have a house. It's not about whether can we feed ourselves. Now it's about affluence and how much can we do. You know, can what that's why people are what are you building toward? You know, and that's perfectly fine for an individual to feel that way. You just have to have clear communication. You know, somebody might be happy with making $100,000 a year. If they came up from a family that was in poverty and they making $100,000 a year, they might be well and fine with that. They might be the individual who wants to make $1 million a year and think
Exactly.
that person who makes $100,000 a year is not doing enough.
Exactly.
And that's that person's and it is that exact right of that person who wants to be with somebody that makes $1 million. They're not wrong for feeling the way that they are. The $100,000 person just should understand that if I get in a relationship with this individual, because I don't have aspirations to have $1 million to make $1 million a year, whether somebody feel like somebody should or should not. I don't have those aspirations, and if I get with this person that wants to make $1 million a year, or their goal is to how many trips to Cabo can we take in a year, that I'm signing myself up for some problems because we're gonna have issues in the relationship.
So do you think people are not focused on what they can build, or they're more focused on who they building with?
Now, some people are focused on what they can get out of a person. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I get with this person, I can do this and I can do that, and or I won't have to be paying all these bills by myself and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I get it because a lot of people are to that point where, like, they don't want to do life by themselves. Like you say, they don't want to pay the bills by themselves. They want companionship,
Hmm.
and and so they get with people for those reasons. But I mean, whatever floats your boat.
No, but and this is my whole thing with the situations is that when you honestly love somebody, those things are secondary.
Mm,
When you honestly love somebody, you want to do stuff for them.
yeah, but I
You know what I'm
take it
saying?
even further, Antonio. Like I feel like that a lot of times people get in relationships just because of billing, and also maybe to just somebody they can be physical with. But I'm like, because then you have people that can do those things and they don't even like the person, they just doing it because that's the societal norms to do it. Like, and I know we having this conversation, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of people that got that in their mind. Nobody, for me, I got to at least like you.
That goes back again about using the proper criteria before you get in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
when you're in a relationship with somebody that you love, when you love a person, you're not looking to take advantage of them. When you love a person, you're not
I
looking to
don't know,
put them.
because like and love is different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But relationships, marriages, relationships are not based off like. That like is in the courtship. Like is in I'm dating and I'm dating 3 different people because I'm trying to figure out who I want to be in a courtship with. And okay, I choose this person and I like them. Now we're in this courtship to see if we're going to be married. And then during the courtship, we should develop what we're going to, if we're going to be married, that's when the real love is developed in the courtship. So now once I marry you, I'm not marrying you without loving you.
If I may interject, a lot of people
Hey,
nowadays
Eve.
aren't. What's going
Hey,
on, bro? What's up, bro? What's up, Rob? What up, Dre? Dre,
What's going
excuse me,
on,
I'm
man?
sorry. But a lot of people aren't taking that time that's necessary, like you said, Antonio, in that courtship to when you learning how to love someone, you learning who that person is,
Mhm.
because you're not gonna walk into no situation blind. And a lot of people are in such a rush to walk into a situation blind that they don't care, or let me not say they don't care. They choose to overlook what's in front of them, and they're not paying attention to signs. They're not paying attention that this person may not be a builder, or this person may not be the type of builder I need, around me or in my life. And they're willing to let that go because they're so quick and so fast to say, look at me, I'm in this relationship, look at me, I'm in this situation. And it's the self-gratification that they're looking for, not just as much as they are the companionship.
But that's my whole point exactly. Once you get to that place of you love, I love you, and we're together in this relationship, and we're married, then you know what I'm saying. Love isn't predatorial. If I love
Shouldn't
you,
be.
no, it ain't nobody. It shouldn't be. Love is not predatorial. If you're in a relationship with somebody who's been predatorial towards you in any manner, they don't love you. So if I love you, I'm not trying to get over on you. You're my wife. If it makes no sense, it is illogical because I'm not cheating you. If you're my wife, we're one. We're two sides of the same coin. We're one. And if I'm cheating you, I'm cheating my goddamn self. That's stupid.
Exactly.
I love you. You failed and cut your leg open. But look, I need to get the ham sandwich I ain't ate all day. I'm gonna get this sandwich. And then when I get through eating this sandwich, I'll take you to see if we can see about some. No. If something happens to that person that you love, first of all, you're trying to protect them from things happening to them. And if something happens to them, you know what I'm saying? When they're going through whatever they're going through, when you love them, you're going through it because they ain't gonna sit by and watch the person you love hurt and be in pain if you can help it. Because there are certain situations that we can't help. There's certain things that I might go through or she might go through that she doesn't have any control over.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can help it, and I used to tell my ex that, I used to say, oh, somebody's dropping coins around it, man. They dropping big. I used to tell my
Thank
ex,
you guys, Miss Bill. Thank you.
she deals with seizures and psychosis, and she goes through the paranoia and the anxiety. And some days I could get up and I'm gauging, where she's at, and I'm looking at her, and I know she's in an episode. I know she's going through severe anxiety and paranoia, and I can see the fear on her. I can see the fright on her face. And I used to tell her sometimes, I almost wish it was a person that was bothering you, because at least I could jump on it. At least I could do something to say, I'm going to protect you from this. So, but when you love somebody, you can't sit back and watch them hurt.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
So,
I wholeheartedly
yeah,
agree with that.
you wanted to add something, Greg?
No, I was saying I agree with that statement.
All right. For those of you that's just coming in, we got a couple of prompts up here. Questions: can someone be a good person and still be a good partner? When was the last time you felt genuinely seen, and what did that look like? And is effort natural, or does the right person bring it out of you? And the last one is, what's one thing you had to unlearn about love or relationships?
Hey, everybody.
Welcome
Hey,
in,
Oh,
Dr.
Hey,
Robert.
Michelle.
Miss
Welcome
Charlotte.
in.
Hey.
Oh, I gotta step away for a minute.
Okay,
Mm,
hello.
Thank you, God's gift. You had to get in a box so we can show you some love. But
Thank you for
yeah,
my
like
ears.
for those
yeah, appreciate
those
it,
of you
guys.
who just coming in,
thank
just
you.
choose a question that you want to answer. 1 through 4. Go ahead, Hot Rod. You were speaking on.
I thought I answered. Didn't I answer?
No, you didn't answer. You got to choose
Okay.
one. Which
Okay.
one, two,
What's the
three?
first one? What's the first one?
Can someone be a good person and still be a bad partner? You could choose. You don't have to choose what one. The first one. You could choose 1 through 1 or 4. I mean, one
No,
through
I'm gonna
four.
go. I'm gonna go with that one. Yes,
Okay.
you can be a good person, but sometimes you're just not for a person. You know what I'm saying? And you could be a good person. Both of y'all can be good people, but you're just not for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you got to find that out. That's that communication thing I'm talking about. You got to find that out. You know.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm not with all the sign thing, but sometimes if you a certain sign and you know you're not compatible with a person of another sign, sometimes that's true. So if I'm an Aries and a woman is an Aries, we might not get along. We might not get along.
What's your wife's sign, Hot Rod?
Oh shit! No man, no.
You don't even know her
Her
birthday.
birthday. Her birthday is in August. Yeah,
August
her birthday
what?
in August.
August
August
what?
27th.
She a
The
Virgo.
27th.
She's a Virgo.
Virgo or Taurus. Yeah, Virgo.
Yeah. That's a
But
good
you know,
match.
I'm not with. Yeah, I'm not with the.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I
I'm
get what
not
you're
really
saying.
with. Yeah, I'm. But sometimes those signs it do make a difference. But in most cases, it don't make no difference. If you with the person and y'all got an open line of communication, you can work.
Yeah.
You can work with any sign. But sometimes them signs, sometimes that shit be real.
Yeah.
Sometimes it be
Now,
real.
I don't know if Aries can work with any sign, but okay.
Aries
No,
and
you need to
Virgos are
stop. Come
good
on now.
together, though.
Oh God.
Yeah, but
Yeah. But I get what you're saying.
most of the time, if you got a fire sign with another fire sign, most of the time it'll work.
Yeah.
Two fire signs, that means yeah, that it'll work. But that's not always true though. That's not
Yeah.
always
You're
true.
right. I mean, and then for me, like I feel like some people where it get mixed up, even if you do got similarities, some people have surpassed some of the things that could have, maybe be considered bad habits or not so good habits. Because I think a lot of times the first thing people think about when they think about zodiac signs, they think that it's something bad. Like automatically they go to the bad attributes of the zodiac sign. But
Right.
of course there's always some goods too. We laugh and we joke about it, we see all the videos on it, but at the end of the day, like, those people use that for a lot of studies that we have today. So
Mm.
like you say, it do have something to do with it, but you don't let that be the total thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, because you meet somebody. Hey, I'm quite sure there's some people out here married that both are Aries. They birthday they both Aries, or they both
Right.
Virgos, or they both Cancer. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
So
Hey, Rod, both my parents are Tauruses.
yeah, and that's what I said. It can work.
Same
It can work, man.
same day, same year.
Damn,
April 30th, 1955.
they got the same birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, how that work?
I don't know. When I meet him, I'll ask him.
What?
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but you can make it
Yeah.
work.
Mm.
You got to want to make it work though.
Yeah, that's true.
You
And
can't. You
that's,
can't.
yeah.
Hey, you can't be with somebody that don't want to be with you. Shit, it ain't gonna work.
Right.
You can try to make it work all day. I be seeing people, man,
Exactly.
like that the woman done filed for divorce, and the man really trying to get her to stay with her and to get back together. Man, she don't want you no more, man. Let that shit go. God
Mhm.
damn, let that shit go, man.
Let it go.
She don't want you no more, or the vice versa. He don't want you no more. Let it go. Let it
Mhm.
go.
Yeah. It takes two now. Yeah, I mean nobody don't
Yeah,
want to be with nobody that don't want to be with them.
it take two, man. Tell me.
Oh, nothing like to me. Low effort in community, low effort is a turn off to me. Like if you making low efforts to do anything, like in when it comes to a relationship, like that's a turn off.
Hey, and then somebody said I recently got married. Don't y'all know my anniversary is next month? The year anniversary is next month.
Next month. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
That's what's
good.
up, homie.
that's crazy, ain't it? That damn year went by fast.
Go
It
by
Mhm.
sure
fast as
did.
hell, though.
Yeah,
That's good though.
yeah.
So
Well,
you got
April,
married again before you turned what 52 or 53?
before I turned, let me see. No, it was after I turned 52.
Oh, after you turned 52. Okay.
Yeah, I got married at April 25th.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
on
a
the
couple
25th
days
of
before my youngest
25th of next
grandson.
month, I'll be 25th of next month will be a year.
Okay.
What's up?
That gives the ones hope that they're still open for it.
Oh, it can happen now. It can
Yeah, it
happen.
can.
You just got to be you got to be open to it though. You got
Right.
to be open to it.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of
Yeah.
people they like a lot of people they content with themselves now. They don't want to. They content
Mhm.
now. They like shoot. I like the way my life is. I ain't got to do this. I ain't got to get up and cook for nobody. I ain't got
Hey,
to
Yep.
do this.
JR, welcome in.
Don't want to compromise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If I want to get up and
But I,
go, I can get
hey,
up and go. Yeah.
yeah.
But
But I get
compromise.
what you're saying though. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, V. I was just gonna
Go
say
ahead.
compromise is a part of any stage of a relationship,
Yeah,
whether it's the
yeah.
Mhm.
courtship. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you can't, and this is just my opinion. You can't have no successful relationship without compromise.
Yep.
You know,
Mhm.
even as low as the first date. You feel me? Like there's compromise
Mhm.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may
That
you may
that
not like certain food, but she do, and you want to,
right.
really not impress her, but make sure that the night goes off right. You gonna compromise with
Mhm.
yourself, even
Right.
at that point.
If
But I'm
you're
gonna tell
not,
you
if
this.
you don't want to impress her, then why are you on the date with her?
Well, I
Well,
say not impress as in you're not going over the top, but you want to make sure she's comfortable and
Mhm.
Yeah,
you making the right decision as far as planning out the date.
yeah.
If I'm dating a woman,
Impression doesn't necessarily mean that you go over the top. But
yeah,
I'm on the date with you because I like you and I do want to impress you. I'm not
but
gonna be unreal. I'm not gonna be unrealistic. No, I'm not finna spend $1,000 to impress you on a first date.
nah, me either.
But I do. I'm on this date because I do like you. Miss Charlotte says something that I really like, and I know a lot of people, a lot of men might get triggered by it. But Miss Charlotte said, if you ask me out and you want my time, then you got to make sure that I'm able to give that to you. If I'm gonna put on my best to come out for you
Right.
because you're interested in me,
Right.
Mhm.
because the whole
Yeah.
what are we? And that's and I feel like that's a part of the problem. What are we doing?
Mhm.
Some of this stuff has become so casual that we forget the intent. I'm going on a date with you to see if we're compatible for a relationship, possibly marriage.
Hmm. Fact finding.
Mhm.
You're trying to see if we have something in common. You're seeking when you ask somebody out, you're seeking companionship. And that's a whole part of the process. Is to see if you are compatible. If you're not, it's no harm lost. But Vtalk, you had the number 4. I want to answer that one. Can you read it out again?
What's the one thing you had to unlearn about love or relationships?
That's number 4. That's not it. What's
Okay.
3?
Number which one? Which one you want me to
It
read?
was something about I was something about relationship. I think it might be 3.
Okay. If effort
That's it.
is effort natural or does the right person bring it out of you? Not that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it. Effort. Okay. So for me, effort should be natural. If I'm wanting to be with you or go on a date with you, it should be seamless. The effort to be together should be a thing that you're working towards. It's not something that, oh, gotta go cook. That's a need that he needs. Oh God, she wants me to fix the refrigerator. Those are things that happen around us, and it should be anything you do for the other person should be effortless. It shouldn't be a problem with it. Those are the things that make you comfortable, and my responsibility, your responsibility to me is make me comfortable. And so I just think that when we put all the isms out and lock everybody out of the relationship and focus on each other, we should move like a fine machine. Whatever needs to be done, if I have the expertise, I can do it, or vice versa. And that's all part of wanting to be together. If I want to be with you, I'm going to make sure if I want to be if we want to be together, we're going to make it work. And it shouldn't be a fight to do it. I should know you. If I'm around you every day, I should know what your habits are, what you like, how you want your food. That's my responsibility to take care of the relationship. You, on the other hand, husband, should know everything that I want it nice and neat. And if it's broke, don't even ask me, go fix it. So those should be things that we should always work at, making sure the other person is okay in the relationship, and it's not just about me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that make a lot of
Yes.
sense. That make a lot of sense.
Yeah. My husband and I anniversary is on the 30th. We would have been together 30 years, but he passed in 27 years of our marriage. And it was easy because we didn't make it complicated. We kept all the other stuff, and we did our date days. We focused on each other. I didn't listen to people trying to put stuff in my ear about him, and he didn't, vice versa. I didn't put myself in because I was always around a lot of powerful men. I was not ever put in a compromising position because I knew that that would affect my husband, my mate. So I didn't let it happen. And the same way with him. He was a very handsome man, and and the power, women seek power and good looking men. He didn't put, I never felt uncomfortable around another woman where he was fluttering around her, giving her a lot of attention. And I didn't do that with him. So it was easy, just focusing on each other, what we need, and how we and left I tell you, when he changed, he had a lot of airs about him because he was a foster child.
Mhm.
And I told him one day, stop pretending. You don't have to pretend with me. Be who you're going to be. And he told me later in years that that helped him find himself because he was trying to please. It was all, being put out of a home because he was too dark, or he was this, or he was that. And he was always on guard trying to please everyone. And relax, enjoy yourself, be who you're going to be. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah. Let me tell you what I learned, Miss Charlotte.
Hmm.
You're not gonna if you want those people that try to make everybody happy, you want everybody to like you.
Mm-hmm.
You probably gonna be a miserable person.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to get to the point in life where everybody's not gonna like you. I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like me, I'm not gonna go out of my way to try to make you like me. You know what
That
I'm saying?
part. Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like me, you might have a coworker that you just notice that they kind of act funny. Hey, they probably just don't like you. It is cool. I can work with you and not like you.
Yep.
It's all good.
My motto is what you think about me is none of my business. I don't,
Exactly.
frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
But when you're younger, I used to want to be liked
Yeah.
I used to want to be liked by everybody. You know what I'm saying? But as you get older, man, I don't give a damn. I just got to the point where I don't give a damn about if you like me or not. You know,
Told
that ain't my
Stay
job.
over there. Stay over
Yeah,
there. Just
yeah. If
leave
you
me
if you don't
alone.
like me, that's cool. I like me. That's the thing about it.
you.
Right.
Walk with me.
I like me. But I'm gonna say this: if you see a person that has a lot of friends, see, some people they gotta have a lot of friends around them that makes them feel like somebody. But if you see somebody that got two or three good friends, usually that person is grounded and centered in life because they ain't got to have all these friends to make them, you know, to make them feel like
Validate
they
themselves.
accomplished something. You see what I'm saying?
All the fanfare.
Yeah. Some of the best people only have a few friends. Like me, I only have about three close three close friends, and we don't even see each other all the time. We don't even talk to each other all the time.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Don't need
saying?
to.
But I
Well,
can
hey,
call them
panel. How
right.
are
I
you
can
guys
call them
doing
right
out
now.
there?
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
But I can make a phone call, and if I need something, I can call them, and they'll be there for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know. But that's it.
Hey, Jr. Welcome in. Did you want to answer one of the prompts?
Yeah, you got a couple of good ones up there.
Hey,
How can
JR.
y'all see that? I can't barely see that.
Let me see. It's if I can go through all four of them in about 10 minutes, I'll try to do that.
Well, you can pick 1 through 4, whichever one or you want to answer all of them. That's cool too.
You know how I roll. So,
Okay.
let's see. Can someone be a good person and still be a bad partner? Yes, they can be a good person. They just not your person, right? Sometimes you get delivered to the wrong address, right? That doesn't mean that necessarily a bad person, but how they treat you will be indicative of whether they're or not they're a good person. If they're intentionally doing something to hurt you deliberately, then yeah, that's probably a bad person. But if they just, are not prepared for you, for instance, and you might be a good man, and they just wasn't ready for a good man at that time in their life, right? Then that's what you got to do is just take that and say, hey, you wasn't ready for me, but I found somebody else that is, so you move on with that one. So for number two, when was the last time you felt genuinely seen and what did that look like? Um, when someone shows up for you consistently, and I'm gonna use you, V, because you are a consistent friend. You show up in people's lives, you're supportive and everything else like that. That's being seen, right? That's being supported. And so that's what that looks like. And it's not a grand gesture. She ain't throwing, 50 million coins at me and all the things like that. She just coming in, sit down and, yeah, girl, whatever else. Hallelujah, whatever. Whatever we talking about. But that's what support looks like, right? And for someone who genuinely wants those types of connections, that means a lot. Now, if you're a person out there that needs all the gifts and all the whatever else, then that's a different story. That's going to show a little different thing about you and what you need. It's going to be different for each person. So for number three, let me see. Is effort natural or does the right person bring it out of you? So effort, what do you mean by effort? Like in a relationship? Is that what you mean?
That's the one I was trying to.
Yeah, yeah, and it doesn't have to be romantic, but in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
So, if they're showing effort, it should be natural. I don't want you forced. I don't want you playing with me or performing. I can spot somebody that's performing just for the sake of performing. Look, you get your fake ass out of my face. You a little bit. You're trying a little bit too hard, right? I don't want that. I want you to be able to just naturally, if you're a funny person, naturally be that person. If you're a person that's, serious, be that person, right? Be yourself. You don't have
Right.
to perform for me um, in order for me to like you, because there's obviously something else about you that I like, right? If you're a serious
Mm-hmm.
person, you might, have a certain swag that I see about you. And I'm like, dang, I kind of like that. Yeah, he's serious, but you know what? He do some freaky stuff in the sheets, right? Whatever we're doing, right? So those types of things matter. So it's going to be different for each person. The last
Mm-hmm.
question, I think you're going in and out of the camera. What's one thing you had to unlearn about love or relationships? I had to learn to disassociate or disconnect sooner rather than later, not give as many chances. And that's a
Mhm.
hard thing when you are, a giving person, not necessarily a people pleaser, because I can say no in a heartbeat. But if you're a genuine person and you want genuine connection, it's hard to, not give someone a chance if they make a human mistake, right? Because we are human, we're prone to mistakes. But
Yeah.
you have to get to a point where you recognize the pattern in their mistakes. If it's something that's consistent that keeps on happening over and over and over again, you have to set that boundary and say, no, one or two is a mistake, an accident. More than that, it's intentional, right? That gets back to question one. Can someone be a good person and still be a bad partner?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So those are things that you have to learn is setting, not I won't say set boundaries per se, but know what your limits are and when to walk
Right.
away. That's it. I want to burn my
That was
mouth on this
good.
pizza some more though.
That was good. Anybody got anything else they wanted to add?
No, I love it. I love it. This is what I needed today, Vtalk.
Yeah.
What
I
I
think
Hey,
needed.
I'm the
Michael.
only.
Do
Hmm.
we set boundaries too high for people? Our expectations are too high. I mean, we
No,
huh?
no. Your boundaries, your expectations are what they are. You don't shift them. You don't move them for anybody else. The right people will meet those boundaries and work it the right way to get around them or whatnot. But you don't lower your standards, your boundaries, or anything else like that. You just don't. Because I
Maybe.
find when you do something like that,
Mhm.
you feel bad about it later on because it's like, why did I give that person a chance, right?
Mhm.
Why
Maybe
did
I
this
meant
happen? Do
expectations
not do
and
it.
not boundaries.
And it's okay
Boundaries.
to have
Yeah.
expectations. I have an issue with people that say you shouldn't have expectations. You got expectations to be treated like a lady, right?
Yeah, but
Hmm.
I
They
mean,
got expectations to be treated like like men, right? And not dogged out and cursed out and everything else like that. That's an expectation.
yeah, yeah,
But
that's
everything has
true.
an expectation. I never understand when people say that. Everything has an expectation. You look at
Everything,
it.
No, I
exactly.
don't. Well, I don't. I'm one of those people.
What,
So
you
I
one of
I
those people
don't
that what, Jarrell?
that I don't have expectations, and here's why. I have a standard and I have non-negotiables, and my
Right.
relationships
Okay.
That.
fall within those. So what I mean by that is I
Mhm.
don't expect for my man to call me every night at 9 o'clock,
Right.
but I have a standard that I'm going to be in a relationship that we're going to have open communication and we're going to communicate. If I'm expecting him to call me at 9 o'clock, well, what happens if he fall asleep on a boring movie at 8:45? He's
Right.
already failed me because I've had this false expectation of who he is. He's a person. He's human. He's going to fail if I
Mhm.
have all these expectations of
But
him. So
I don't
We're
think that.
speaking apples and oranges. It's not a
Yeah.
real big difference between the two. If you
Yeah.
say, hey, I expect you to meet me here at this time because we got this appointment here, guess what? I expect you to meet me here at this time because we got this appointment here. We scheduled this. We talked about this, right? So that's
But
one thing.
But
that
The
this is
other
what
thing
this
but
is
being,
this is what I
well,
always say though. Long as your expectations are realistic.
that
exactly.
Sometimes
part.
people have unrealistic expectations, and that's where the problem will come in. But if you look at a piece of sweet potato pie, you expect that sweet potato pie to taste a certain way when you eat it.
Yeah. And certain expectations can be set too high for just for the sake of, I don't know why you're testing or whatever, but it could cause a false sense of something's wrong and it's really not. It's
What's an
impossible
example
to
of a
reach.
expectation, a high, too high expectation, if you don't mind me asking? What's an example of that to you?
Well, Dred just said one. I don't
No,
expect
for
you to
you.
come in. Ma'am, hold on a minute now. Hold on. I don't expect you to come in and bring me. I would like flowers every day, but I'm not going to get mad if you don't bring them. That could be it could be an expectation. I don't go in expecting anything from anybody. I watch who they are and I pay attention. I have my what I ex- what levels of let me see, what am I trying to say? What levels of things I will allow and not, or things that I will settle for and won't. But I don't expect somebody coming in to meet all the things I want because they don't know who I am. Non-negotiables is I don't deal with cheaters. Not being late for a meeting, a date. You wouldn't have to not show up. You tell me the way I handle things. You would tell me already I'm not able to make it. I'm not expecting you to show up. But if you come in lying and flipping the script on how you handle me, it's not going to work. That's why I went to the response of just coming in as you are and being the person you are. I don't put any borders other than very minor borders. I'm going to let you hang yourself. You know what to do. You're a grown up. I don't have to teach you how to be a grown up. I don't have to teach you how to respect me. If you don't know how to respect me, I will know it early on and you will be in the back of the book if you in the book at all.
So you for some folks, you feel like, for instance, you go with the flower analogy. That might be too high expectation for some people to maintain. Is that what you're saying?
If they really wanted to, they could do it. But what if they didn't get to the flower shop that day? Am I gonna be mad about it and sulk? No, I'm gonna just okay. But that's an expectation that they may want to do it and have every intentions of doing it and didn't get to do it, and I'm not gonna be salty about it if they don't. I'm
Hmm.
grateful if you do, and if you don't, it's okay too.
So let me ask, using that flower analogy. Okay, an expectation would be I'm expecting my man to buy me flowers every Tuesday.
Hmm.
Well, like you just said, he got to the flower shop, he was running late, he got there, it was closed.
Yeah.
If you had that as an expectation, he's already failed you. So now you just gonna throw the whole relationship out because he failed on one expectation? No, what I would think is I would only want to enter into a relationship where my standard is that he's a thoughtful and giving person.
Absolutely.
I got a standard that he's thoughtful and that he's given, but I would be foolish to have this expectation of flowers every Tuesday. So wipe away the expectations, but then just set your standard that, hey, my man is going to be thoughtful, he's going to be giving, and non-negotiables is, like you say, the cheating part. I don't want a person that does. So you have these things that are the standard way that you engage with a person, but setting up all these expectations, and people are just, they so human. Okay, he didn't get them to you on Tuesday, but if part of your standard is only accepting to be with a man that's thoughtful and giving, him coming in that Thursday with him, you gonna still be feeling like
Right.
what your standard for that relationship is still being met without the expectations of a certain thing that he could fall short on.
Right. If he doesn't get them, I'm not gonna have a tantrum and whatever. It's the fact that he's thoughtful is what's more
No, I think you
important
ought
to
to.
me.
I think
I
you ought to be
think you
kind
can
of
have both.
random. I think you ought to be random
Mm,
with it. Instead of every Tuesday, you expecting it every Tuesday. You expecting it
right.
every
Right.
Tuesday.
If you know she likes flowers, and most, and let me, and this is my experience with the guys that I've dated. If they know I like, Sherry's berries,
Ooh.
right? I want some right now. Guess what? He's gonna make note of that. Jay
Mhm.
likes Sherry berries, or you know what? Jay loves pumpkin spice lattes. That's a simple one. And soon as pumpkin spice season hits, because they pushed it back to August for folks who don't know, right? First thing he's gonna do is I'm gonna go get my baby some pumpkin spice latte, oat milk, please. Right?
Mhm.
That's what I set for is our as far as the standard or expectation. Like, hey, he knows I'm gonna get it with or without him. But he wants to make sure that I'm taken care of. He wants to be the man to go in and say, you know what, I got that for her. I'm taking care of that for her. Here, baby, here's your coffee before you go to work in the morning. Okay. So, it's sort of apples and oranges, but it's kind of the same outcome, anyways, whether your expectations or whether it's a standard or anything else like that. It's based on something that you want for you,
Mm-hmm.
that works for you, that keeps it going. That this is my bare minimum right here. I need you to be able to, know what my favorite coffee is.
Right.
I need you
And
to
that,
get it. Whether you
and
get it
that's
every
what
day
I
is a different
said.
story.
That's what I was saying. If you really want to be in a relationship, you're going to know those things. You're going to pay attention
Hmm.
to all of those things, and those really shouldn't be a expectation because I could do them or don't. I would like for you to do them. You don't have to. Nobody's there to make you, but you do them because you want to. So when it's done, I'm grateful, and you know, if it's not done, I'm okay with that too because I can get it done. Then
Yeah.
there comes the need of I don't need you. I really could do it for myself.
Hey, my hands in this water. Somebody look up expectation versus standard and see what they say.
It's the same baseline.
Somebody
But
already put it in the chat, Antonio.
You put it in the chat
Let
already.
me see.
They they they
did someone put it in the chat? I didn't see it in there.
Oh,
Somebody put it
expectations,
in the
those need
chat.
to be
no,
communicated.
I want to go to Webster's or somebody like that and get a definition of both.
Let me see.
But really, just at the end of the day, it's okay to have expectations of how to be treated, right? I go into certain establishments, certain meetings, and things of that nature. I expect a certain quality of things because that's what that place is known for. If you go into the Honda shop, you expect a certain thing. But if you go into the Bentley or BMW shop, you expect a certain type of thing, a certain quality. That's an expectation. That's the standard that was set.
But we're talking about relationships when it
Well,
comes
I'm
to.
just giving you an example. Whether it's a relationship or whatever it is, if you are a Bentley type of woman, right? You have certain expectations. You ain't backing down from that. But if you are a Honda kind of woman, you might be a little bit more flexible.
The
Those are
same
those are
expectation.
differences, huh?
Never mind. Go
I
ahead,
didn't I didn't
hon.
hear you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, nothing. I'm gonna hold that one.
Yeah, and again, that's just an example of how that can work out. And it's going to be different for each person, what they want, what they expect, and what they need. If any of those things are being met, and if there's something that's not being met, you should be able to communicate that with your partner, right? You should be able to go in and say, hey, babe, Hot Rod, look, you know, I was really, you said you would be here for this, you da 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 da, whatever's going on, but consistently you're not showing up, you're not doing this. That needs to be communicated. I don't want to be
Exactly. That's
sitting
what
there
I was
stewing
saying.
on it.
Yeah, you got to
Like I'm
communicate.
mad, and he like, why is she mad? And I'm pissed. Whatever. Come on now, communicate.
Exactly.
They are different.
What
This is always a
expectations?
good chat. I'm burning my damn tongue.
Huh?
Can you put me in the big box, V? I asked the question, expectations versus standards, are they different? And it says, yes, they're related, but not the same. The difference really comes from down to personal versus universal and flexible versus fixed.
Exactly.
Expectations is what you hope or assume will happen. Often personal or subjective can change depending on the situation or the person. And then like expectations are your desires or assumptions, standards, the minimum level you're willing to accept. More
Yes.
consistent, rooted in your values, less flexible. You don't compromise these easily. Like I require honesty and respect in a relationship. So, like and let me see because I screenshotted it too. Says the key difference: expectations equals preferences, nice to have. Standards are the requirements, must have. So that's what I was saying. Like the standards for my relationship will be that I'm going to be in a relationship with someone who is a communicator and who communicates well. But an expectation would be me just saying, it's nice to have him call me every night before he goes to bed, but he could be watching a movie and fall asleep on that boring movie, or it was, it didn't hold his attention, or he ate too much and he got sleepy and fell asleep. But here I am sitting here with a foolish expectation of he calls me every night before he goes to bed. No, that shouldn't make or break the relationship. But having that standard that we will have open communication is a fair standard to have, and that's to me being more giving that person a little bit more flexibility in dealing with me.
Now,
No,
peep
and
this,
that's
Drea.
perfect understandable. Yeah.
Now, peep this, Drea.
Yeah.
Just in something as simplistic as that, where we think we're all on the same line of communication and we all are defining it the same. Imagine relationships that go and people think that they're defining things in the same manner, but they're actually not. One of the things
And
that I learned from dealing with different groups was that to make sure you understand what you're saying. And a lot of times we use words and we say things, but we really don't understand the real definition. We have a layman's term definition for them, and so that's where the miscommunication starts at.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay.
yep, that's very, very true. And I'm glad you pulled that up. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah,
But
no. I
it's going to be different for each person. Like I said, someone's definition of it might be slightly different or skewed. What they put in the standard category versus what they put in the expected category might be transverse, or
mm-hmm,
however it goes. But at the end of the day, those core things that you're not budging on,
mm-hmm,
that you're like, look, I'm absolutely not. Like you said, communication is an absolute must.
mm-hmm.
That's something you're
I've
not
got
budging
people
on.
talking my butt off.
And you just swipe to the next live again.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, why they not hearing me? But yeah, good job, Drea. Because they are different, and you can.
Wait a minute. JR, was you finished saying what you were saying?
Um, Pretty much. It just depends on what's going on with people and what
Exactly.
as long as they're communicated with their partner,
Okay,
I think
friend.
that's the critical point. If they can communicate that and they're talking regularly and they are setting those standards and they're saying, hey, this is the baseline for our relationship. We're going to, be faith based. We're going to be, having weekly check ins to make sure we're checking in on this relationship and checking the health of it. You're not going to have a office husband or a office wife, whatever it is, right? As long as you're communicating those things with your partner, I think that's it. All the other things are kind of ancillary, nice to have, but don't need not have, or whatever case may be. And that's okay. But communication is really the baseline for it.
Yeah.
Over.
So yeah, so basically what I'm hearing everybody saying, like, standards expectation can look different for different people, but I think we all can agree that non-negotiables are pretty much the same: respect, communication, honesty, and making sure y'all going along. It works for both for you and the person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think like I said, because it's like when we talked about unrealistic and all this and that. Yeah, it just depends on everybody. Like some things that a standard that I might have, some people might find it ridiculous, and then they might say certain, like, you gonna always be single.
That's
You
where
know,
your.
listen, we talk about that.
Oh
But
God.
that's for you and your partner to determine. Everybody else outside of it don't matter. If
Right.
you guys determine it, It works.
Thanks, friend. Thanks for gifting the panel. Thank everybody for gifting the panel. Hey, Safi, welcome in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all good people. I got to dip. Y'all have a great evening. I'm gonna holler back at y'all.
All
All
right, Mr.
right.
Antonio. All
Thanks
right,
for
brother.
coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. I love thought provoking conversation. You know.
Stretching yourself, right?
Oh yeah, and just
Stretching your intelligence.
and it's so funny because I would have never even thought to look those two up until he suggested that I do it.
Yeah. Michael Balin has had this conversation about standards and expectations for the longest. And it always ends. Hey, LA, welcome back. They do kind of go hand in hand, and he kind of made some of the same points that you made, Drea. But I also agree that you can have both. You can have both. I think that they do sound very similar. And then I think like some the example that you gave, like expecting somebody to call you. I think, yeah, that's, to me, I'm not doing that at this day and age. You get what I'm saying? Having that expectation, like, just because it's already, now if it's already been, where he's calling me every night and then this particular night he doesn't, then it may make me think something don't happen. But I wouldn't get upset about it. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if I would label it as an expectation.
Right,
You get what I'm saying?
right.
But some people physically have that.
Yeah,
Like
but you got to watch
he
patterns
gotta
though.
call me every night before
Yeah,
this, or and it's like, nah. What
yeah, but
happens if he
you do have to
don't?
watch patterns because sometimes somebody pattern to change, and it's a reason why that pattern changed.
Mhm.
Sometimes you got to do a little investigation to find out, well, hey, what's going on, or just communicate. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You normally call me at this time. Oh shit, what's going on? Because shit, you know,
And then they may
You
just tell
say
you, hey,
pattern.
I had every intention of calling you. Shoot, I was watching a movie and didn't realize I was asleep till I woke up.
yeah, no, you could cut that damn movie
So
out.
so Drea, if he calls every night at 7:30 and this particular night he didn't call, you gonna get up the next day and don't say nothing about it?
She gonna say something about it. Shit.
No,
No,
I
you
Right.
was
just say
See,
what
somebody you have
happened.
to set an expectation.
Well, you
so
can
no,
say,
no, 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 no. So like if he's calling every night at 7, then I would think that is just a thing that he does, and I might fall, like I might enjoy it, but I'm not gonna set that by my watch like he's going to do this every night. Cause
No, 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 no. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if he doesn't, what would be your follow up?
I'm probably gonna call in the morning, and if he doesn't call at all, like if he go to pee in the middle of the night and he don't text and say, "Hey, babe, fell asleep. Sorry, missed your call. I mean, sorry, didn't get to call you or whatever."
Nicole, you mean to come up?
Like if I roll over and he hasn't done that very thing, then yeah, then the next morning I'm not calling to say why haven't you called. I'm just calling to see if he okay.
What's that sound that I used on my post, V? When I call, you answer. When I
Yeah, yeah.
text, you
I know.
answer.
I know. I'm gonna
You
say
know that
something.
sound? You know that
Yeah.
sound that I'm talking about, and it's hilarious. But you know what? If you set the
Yeah.
expectation, if you set the standard, and I'm used to that now. Now you got me in the habit of answering your call at 7:30 at night. Yes, I'm be worried the next day something happened, but I'm like, hey, you good? What's going on?
Well, see,
Something
that's
happened?
yeah. So that's the thing. You checking to make sure he good because he could have gotten in a wreck. Anything could have
Right.
happened. Something could have like went awry, but you might find out like, yo,
He was drinking beer with the boys. What?
or anything. Or I got home, man. I know I have done it a many a times where I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do this, but let me just sit here on the couch for a minute and just rest my feet for a
Hmm.
second. And then I look
Yeah.
up, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I done fell asleep.
Listen, I got a crick in my neck right now from doing that, but okay.
Yeah, so it's like, but I might have somebody spoiled on giving
Yeah,
them that good
oh
night
no, you just
treatment.
admitted something. You just admitted something. I got somebody. The way you said that was
No, I'm
like,
just saying, like,
he might be a little
I was speaking
spoiled.
hypothetically, like, if I had somebody spoiled to getting that good night text or call every night, but now they didn't set that expectation, and now I fell short of it.
I thought you had a. I thought you sat up there and was
Nah,
having a
nah,
confession moment. Yeah, I got him a little spoiled, girl. Yeah, he ain't
no,
expecting that whippersnapper.
man.
I'm sorry.
Like, my bad, boo. But I am the type, I will admit, I am the type that if I know that I've got you kind of spoiled on that, you know, a certain time reaching out to you and I fall asleep and I don't, when I wake up at 3 in the morning and I'm headed up to my bedroom, I'm gonna probably text you in the middle of the night and just say, hey babe, was da 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 da. Like, I don't know. I'm just a communicator like that.
Right, right. Yeah, when you called, I was in the shower, so I missed your call. You know, whatever is going on. That. I mean, that's just simple communication. So I agree.
Yeah, I'm definitely a communicator. Like, I'm a communicator till you be like, look, spare me all them extra details, you know. Like, I'll let
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm probably my family feels that way too, because like I'm the type of person when I'm traveling, I just got my same rituals. I text when I board my flight. I text when I land. Like, I just
Son,
do
you
certain
think that he's
things.
gonna do?
So, fellas, can I ask the guys a
He's gonna give
question?
you a play-by-play, child.
Right. Can I ask the guys a question? How do y'all feel about a woman that communicates frequently like that? Just honest opinion, and we can since y'all in a diagonal row. Uh,
It's really not a problem to me.
okay. Hot rod.
Probably on a call at work.
We might be busy. LA boss.
I don't know if
He
Nicole.
laughing.
I wasn't laughing. I just got back to the phone.
About it. He laughing.
I was on mute. So it was no way you could hear me laughing. I was on mute.
So, what's your response to the question?
Hey, Nicole, welcome in.
Oh, say the question to me
So,
again. Because
what do you
you
think about a woman
mom,
that over communicates? You know, Drea said she's going to let you know at every turn what she's doing and whatnot. If a woman,
yeah,
if any woman, if she's just like, hey, that's her natural thing is to communicate with her partner.
It's,
Hey,
I'm,
I'm
I'm,
about to
LA,
be
I'm
here. Is
good
that
with
depends
okay?
LA
on
don't
communicating.
love that. He's a Capricorn too. He likes that.
Yeah, I'm good
Who's
with
that?
that.
LA?
it. Yeah, I could. I
Okay.
don't mind. I don't mind conversation, but the if it's in anger, like if you yelling at me and all of that, and you keep going and going and going, yeah, I'm gonna have an issue. Like, or if I came to you and I apologize for something and I'm taking accountability, now you, yeah.
No, not an argument. Just a regular, talking. Because some guys might find it annoying if, hey, she got to let me know everywhere
Oh
she
nah,
She
going.
Oh,
talking
She
no,
gonna
no,
about
no,
take
no.
a
Like,
well,
take
play-by-play.
okay,
that.
come with it.
like I was saying,
Come with that
LA,
all
I'm the
day.
type of person, I was saying I'm the type of person that, like, when I'm traveling, like, I'm the person
Mm-hmm.
that's going to text you and say, hey, boarded my flight, love you, whatever, whatever. Then when I land, I'm going to text you and be like, landed safely in whatever
And
city.
you not with me, and I ain't there.
Huh?
What? And I'm not there.
Focus,
She might be
LA.
on a business
Focus.
trip, right? She might be on a business trip.
Yeah.
LA,
Like,
focus. I need you to focus.
Did you say
okay,
you needed to
James said he
focus?
loves that. James said we love that. Okay.
Hot Rod, I didn't hear what your response was, Hot Rod. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I like that. Uh,
I
I
was
would
talking about
definitely love that.
the over communicating part. Yeah, most men like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like
I
Kenny
definitely
Hill.
love it. I like it.
Yeah, we
I
like that.
like it.
Oh, y'all do. So all three of y'all say y'all like it. Okay. Okay. Listen, that bad better prepare to be sick of me.
Yeah, yeah, ain't nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
I
I
that.
probably would have to get used to that. I probably would have to get used to that once I well
Right.
well because I could be a little quiet. Sometimes I could be a little quiet, and that does disturb some people sometimes. And
Hmm.
when I say quiet, like maybe I don't. I know that you want to know that I land, but I just need a few minutes to get quiet or whatever. I'm not gonna text you right away, and then I might be don't fell asleep or whatever.
Yeah, nah. I'm like this. You got to let me know what's up because you on the flight and I want to
I
know.
know I get it, but I recognize that that could be an issue, though. I recognize it could
Oh
be an
yeah,
issue.
oh yeah, that'll be an issue.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen,
But
because
you know,
folks be
some
out there
people
thinking I'm cheating
no,
all
and
the
some
time.
people like some people might like I know at one point a particular guy I was seeing. He felt like if he sent me his flight information, like if he sent me DL 4725 and I follow the flight from here
Mm.
to New York, then I saw that the flight landed. I knew he was on it. You know what I mean? Like I'm supposed to just assume, hey, this the flight status shows landed, 10 minutes ago, then he must be deboarding, all of that. Like, I don't know. I'm a communicator. I'm gonna tell you what's up.
So
Now
you be
I
calling
will
like I just landed. I got my bag.
Uh,
I'm on the
uh,
curb. You be doing
now
that?
but hold on, but I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not gonna be,
That would run me crazy.
like step by step. Okay, you calling. I just made it here. I'm at the restaurant. I'm at the gas station right now. I'm getting gas. I'm stopping by the donut shop. Man, now shit,
You
that's
gotta
going too far.
right
not
now see
not
that
for some people, not really,
not
not really, but for some
I will tell you this. Now, once I get there, once I've arrived at my safely, once my flight has landed, then yeah, you might have to say, "Hey, did you check into your hotel? Did you make it okay to the hotel? Did you find it?" Da 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 da.
Hmm.
Because then at that point, I'm too busy trying to get into my rental, find the address, locate, And if I'm meeting with colleagues, where are we meeting for dinner to debrief with the client we visiting tomorrow? I might forget about you at that point. Not really, but you know what I'm saying?
Man, that's
Like
messed up.
now my
That's
focus
messed
is
up.
elsewhere. But in the hotel, usually before I go to bed, then yeah, I'm gonna reach out. But now all the way through, to baggage claim, to rental car, to hotel, I'm not doing all that checking in.
Yeah,
You
me
just know that
neither.
I made it
You
safely
had
to
me
the
worried
city.
for a second. Like, ma'am,
Yeah,
stop at the bathroom before I go to the baggage claim.
yeah. Now
Now
don't be.
that'll
Yeah,
work you too hard. That'll have you all in a frazzle trying to call
yeah.
me. I remember I went out of town, Dre. Remember when I went out of town? My kids put a tracker on me,
Oh,
and I was supposed to call
Hey,
my
I'm gonna get
friend
on
when I
off here,
got
y'all.
home,
Let me
but
get
I
me
was
something to eat.
tired. I was like, I'm going to bed. I didn't think about it. The next morning, I get a call and say, "You made it home?" I said, "Yeah." Well, the police just called here and said you were the last place you were was at my house. Would you call the police, please, and tell them you made it home because they're saying they're coming to my house? I forgot. I didn't even know the kids had a tracker on me.
oh yeah, those kids get jumped today.
Yeah.
They would get
And
jumped
they
that day.
called them and said we don't have an ETA on her, nothing. We're gonna come to your house.
Ooh,
And I had to have a
All right.
conversation
Good
about
night,
that.
Yeah,
Rod. Good
I
night,
put
Hot
too many.
Rod.
I put too many A's in there. But y'all have a good night.
all
Yeah, you
right.
too.
You going to
We
work?
understood. We
Okay,
No,
you
I'm not.
too.
understood.
I'm off tonight. I'm off tonight. All right,
Oh.
y'all.
Good
I'm gonna
night.
go. I'm gonna go get me something to eat.
Mm.
He going to
See you
snuggle.
later, Rod.
He
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
said he
yeah,
going to snuggle.
Rub
Aw,
yeah.
them feet.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
that's
No,
so sweet.
next month is his anniversary, his year anniversary. I
Aw.
knew Hot Rod was playing. A lot of some people now, some people I can decipher when they on here just playing around, and that's just how they are in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are some people, they like to keep their stuff private. But some people I could tell some of these relationship conversations they be having, they be for real.
Oh, listen, I got enough examples. I'm like, look, which relationship I'm gonna refer back to?
Mm,
We're gonna figure this one out.
yeah,
But it's all good conversations.
yeah,
Definitely. Definitely. Well,
yeah.
thank you for having me, Vtalk. I'm going to wind it on down, baby. I'm tired today. I felt
Yeah,
like
me
my
too.
brain
I've
was
been on
overloaded.
here. Yeah, I've been on here for, oh gosh, it's been, did that thing say two? Oh wow, that can't be right.
I keep forgetting y'all on the East Coast. It's only 5 o'clock here. Let me go and find myself something to do.
Okay,
It's
V.
still bright light out here.
Really, it's eight. It's 8:09 here.
Oof. Yeah. All right, let me go find a happy hour somewhere.
All
All right,
right,
you
See you
not
y'all.
going
later.
out?
All right.
Y'all have
Have
a
a good
blessed
night.
evening.
All right. All right. Good night, y'all.